Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to another character video. So today is Ayato's character video. I'm excited for this one because I literally have not met him yet. We've got the whole INAZUMA quest arcs behind us. Still hasn't shown up, but only in name, so I have anticipated this. Table of contents. First is the story, demos and trailers, lore and voice lines, theories, and then at the very end our character log, which is a staple on this channel, where I talk about the personality, my personal opinions on them, their arcs, relationships, where I think they're going, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, these guys. Wait, okay. Pretty sure one of them... Okay, hold on. I think I know who they are. A lot of the NPCs look exactly the same in this game, so I'm going off of names. I think I only remember the soldier. Didn't he have a crush on Juliet? The Romeo and Juliet of INAZUMA. Didn't he like Juliet? The I forget her name. The daughter in Rito of the Lord. I'm pretty sure. I could be really wrong about that though. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the guy. This is the guy. I was right. I'm not usually good with names, like I'm better with faces. That's unfortunate, like I said, because all the NPCs look the same. But I remember this guy distinctly because of the crush he had. Oh. Hiragi. Okay, that's her name. Wait! Are they finally tying the knot? Wait. Chisato. Yes, that's her name. Oh my gosh, wait, are they getting married? That's so exciting. I love weddings. That's wonderful. Okay. Is this guy chill with their relationship? He better not do anything selfish. A diet? Oh boy. Okay, good. That's the high road. Good for him. Good for him. Bro, no. I take back what I just said. Okay. Don't be projecting your issues. Yeah. He better not do anything stupid. Okay.
仕事中にこんな疲弊していては勘定奉行にも迷惑ですし、千里様にも顔向けできません。
Okay. I don't know what you were expecting, but it's okay. Your feelings are valid, I guess, but just don't let them like mess with
二人の婚約について心配してい
her
るのですか？
happiness.
いえ、そういうわけではありませんが、どうも心がもや
That's
もや
not
していま
how
して。
relationships work. If someone's in a committed relationship, it doesn't
その
matter
気
if
持
they're
ち
married or
よくわ
not.
かりますよ。
They're not up for
親の中
grabs.
にいたら不安になりますし、安心して喜べませんもんね。
This
どうする？
dude.
オイラたちが聞いてきてやろうか？
Oh yeah, let's stick our nose in their private, personal
直
affairs.
接聞くのはさすがにあまりよろしくないのでは。
Oh, are we really gonna go using our political ties and our friends in high places to get the
確
tea?
実にわかるな。
Luvine.
職業を巻き込むのもそれはそれで良くないかと。
It's okay.
大丈夫。こいつと綾香は親友だからな。
Oh
心
god.
配いらないぞ。
Maybe we shouldn't be boasting about
そうでした
that.
か。本当に助かります。真相さえ分かれば思いを巡らすこともなくなりま
We're
すの
not
で。
doing this for you. I just want to know if they're getting married because I will have played a part. We carried their letters for them. We played a role in their marriage, if so, in at least encouraging their marriage. Let's go see Ayaka. I'm assuming Ayato's gonna be at the house. We'll finally be able to meet her big brother.
ここを訪れるたび、優雅で立派な佇まいには圧倒されますね。
Mm-hmm.
本当に美しい場所です。
Agreed.
では、我々は迷惑をかけないようここで待っています。
Okay.
おい、綾香はそんなこと気にしないと思うけど。
Maybe not,
いえ、
but
たとえ
it'll
勇
make
気
them
を振り絞っていっ
uncomfortable.
たとしても、何をしたらいいか分かりませんし、それにもし失言なんかしてしまったら僕たちは遠慮しておきます。
そっか。じゃあすぐ戻ってくるからここで待っててくれ。
Time to accost Ayaka, poor innocent Ayaka, and try and shake her down for some tea. And not real tea. I mean tea like, what's the tea, sis? Tell us. Ooh. Oh, we're meeting
盤面
him.
を見ずに今の一手でこちらの布陣を崩すとはさすがです。さて次はどう打つか。
綾香、どうも。オイラたちだぞ。
君たちか、久しぶりだね。悪いな、お嬢ならちょうど外出中なんだ。
おや、この声はトーマ、もしかして九段の旅人さんかい？
ご明察。
はじめまして。綾香から話は聞いています。お会いできて光栄です。社奉行上里家当主上里綾人。以後お見知りおきを。
Oh. Okay. Very princely. I'm getting those vibes. Hard prince vibes. Not okay.
妹が
You
い
know what I
つもお
meant.
世話になっています。やっとお二人にお礼ができますね。
Wow, look at his outfit.
ただ、あいにく綾香は外出中でして、上里家に関することであれば、この私にご相談ください。
His voice is so elegant. Wow. Look how many layers he's wearing. And the design on his inner coattails, the white and the gold and the royal purple are very pretty. Or blue. I can't tell if that's blue or purple. And like he has so many entrappings, like
本日はお日
braided,
柄もよく。
looks like
この
ceremonial
度は突然のご訪問。
accessories. Wow.
ご容赦をいただきたく。
Paimon. Paimon.
突然どうしたんだい？
だってこの人なんだかすごそうな雰囲気が漂ってるだろう。お オイラのヤバいやつランキングの中でも5本の指に入りそうだぞ。
Yeah.
それに立ち上がっただけでなんだか部屋の空気が急に変わって喋りにくくなるし。
You can say it that you have a crush, Paimon. We won't judge.
小さなお客さん、過分なお言葉感謝いたします。そうかしこまる必要はありません。公務の場ではないので、どうぞ力を抜いてください。
しんどかった。そんじゃ遠慮なくズボッ
All
と
right.
聞くよ。
Just straight to the
九条かま
business.
ちと柊千里が結婚するって噂が流れてるんだけど、お前は何か知らないか？
Gossiping with Ayato.
あなたたちの耳にも入っていたんですね。
Oh,
Not
we've been more than crossed paths.
ええ、確かに事実です。
Yay!
私も少し前にそのことを知りました。
INAZUMA's Romeo and
二
Juliet.
大奉行の有力者同士の婚姻です。稲妻全土で大きな話題となるでしょう。
How wonderful.
祭事や文化に関することは社奉行の務め。
Ooh.
その件も当然我々の
Like
管轄になり
glorified
ます。
wedding planners.
まあ
What color are the
ある意味
the
奉行
flowers?
と将
Are we
軍
getting
様のメンツは
roses,
人々から同等に見ら
orchids,
れるからね。
camellias?
こちらも重要視しないといけない。
ほむほむ。なるほどな。
Yes, because they're both important heirs, right?
とりあえず好きな人同士が結婚できるんだし、おめでたいことだよな。
Agreed.
ええ、そうですね。奉行間の婚姻はめったにないことですが、あのお二人は愛を育んだ者同士、固定
Aww.
観念にとらわれることなく自由な道を歩むべきでしょう。
I like that.
では後ほど俺が両家を訪問し、上里家からの祝いの品を届けてきます。
Maybe bring them like, I don't know, like a treat or something, like a little cake.
いや、今回は私が自ら出向こう。
Actually, that makes sense.
しかし若にはまだ公務が。
It's too high profile
九条
people.
家と柊家が婚姻関係を結ぶのだから、上里家も相応の礼を尽くすべきだろう。
How
社奉行の
chivalric.
業務は実に雑多。そのため婚礼などの祭事はいつも妹に任せています。
Okay.
ただ綾香はここのところ多忙で手が回らない状況なんです。一方私はちょうど時間が空いています。これを機にお二人に会っておくのも悪くはありません。
I feel like we have like
そこでどう
we
でしょう。
helped.
あなたたちも一緒に行きませんか。
Absolutely. What do you mean? You mean
この
us?
件を気にかけているということは、
We
あなた
do.
たちとあの二人の間には何かしら特別な縁があると
We
いうこ
helped
と。
to keep their flame of
であ
love
れば共に
alive.
訪問し彼らを祝福しませんか。
Yay.
それとも私の勘違いでしたか。
No, no, no. I
そんな
want to go.
特別って言えるほどの仲じゃないぞ。まあいろいろありはしたけど、ごく普通の関係というか。
We secretly ferried letters of
手紙を
love
送った
in
の
a
は
time of
ただ依頼を
war.
受けたからであって
Yes.
待てよ、もしかしてオイラたちがこの結婚の影の立て
I
役
mean,
者
it
なんじゃ
wasn't
ない
all
か。
us. Okay.
そうなのか。
ありがとうございます。あなたたちがいてくれれば無意味な挨拶を多少省くことができるでしょう。
お前社奉行のくせに挨拶が
I
苦手
can't
な
blame the
の
guy,
か。
honestly. I hate small talk
おや
too.
わざわざ世辞を言うなんて煩わしくはありませんか。世の中そういった煩わしいことを好んで行う人もいますが私は違います。
Okay. I like him. I'm a fan of this specifically.
トーマ、客人と出かけてくる。家の中のことは頼んだよ。
Oh, Toma's not gonna come. All right.
はい、若。お気をつけていってらっしゃい。
Aw. Does he have any
どうしたん
extra
だい？
dialogue?
まさか若と一緒だと息が詰まるとか。緊張する必要はないよ。若はとても優しい人だからね。
Okay.
うん、 まあ少なくとも大半の場合においてはだけど。
Oh boy. I'm getting this sense that Ayato's a little maybe a little sussy? Just a little?
お、やっと戻って。
We just walk out with the commissioner.
しゃぶぎょう様。
These poor guys.
おやこのお二人は
オイラたちと一緒に来た友達だ。紹介して。
Friends? I would say acquaintances.
本当のことだったんですね。
Take it on the chin, bud.
ただの噂ではなかったと。
それはよかった。僕たちの思った通りでしたね。
ただ私があの二人の代わりに伝えたのはいささか妥当とは言えません。公表がされるまでこのことはどうかご内密に。
当主様、僕たちなんかにそうかしこまらないでください。絶対に秘密は守りますので。
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm a little worried about broski over here.
なら安心して大丈夫そうですね。そうだ、これから九条家へ向かうのですが、案内をお願いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
もちろんですとも。光栄です。
私は先に失礼させていただきます。
I don't mean to laugh. I really
よ
don't. It'll be okay.
待てよ。
ああ。
It's okay. Oh boy. Don't have good memories in here. But this guy, I like this guy. This NPC is a super honorable dude. He was in Raiden's story quest. He's a good man.
到着いたしました。ごゆっくりどうぞ。それでは僕はここで失礼いたします。
ああ、ご苦労だった一平。まさかシャブ行様がいらっしゃるとは。十分なおもてなしができず申し訳ございません。
九条様、そう気を使われずとも結構です。今回は公務で来たわけではありませんから。本日伺ったのは柊様ともうすぐ婚礼の儀を挙げられると耳にしたからです。それは盛大な式になると思い、上里家を代表してお祝いに参りました。
それはご丁寧にありがとうございます。こちらこそ急なことで申し訳ございません。
オイラたちもお祝いに来たぞ。
Oh, how have you been?
高塚崎の一件以来、天領奉行の内情はだいぶ落ち着きました。当主代行として政務にいち早くなれるよう尽力しております。肩にかかる重圧や期待に応えられるようにと。
You've got what it takes.
謙虚な方だ。世間ではあなたの評価はとても高いようですね。誠実で勤勉であり、そして責任感があるお方だと。
That's kind of
めっそう
Ayato
もございません。
to try and lift him up like that.
周りの者たちに支えられているからこその地位です。そして情勢が落ち着いてきた今、自分自身のことについても時間を割くことができるようになってまいりました。
That's good.
人生の一大事だもんな。うまく縁談がまとまってよかったぜ。
いえ、そんななんだか少し
Sorry.
恥ずかしくなってきましたね。
It was cute though.
申し訳ございません。
A little romance never hurt
いえいえ。
anybody.
このまま聞いておりますので大丈夫ですよ。どうぞ続けてください。何せ刑事です。お気になさらず。眉を潜めながら幸せを語る者なんておりませんでしょ。
ええ、ありがとうございます。ところで今回の婚姻について上里様はどうお考えでしょう。少し自分本位すぎたでしょうか。
That's not a good sign. But I'm sorry. Can we take a second? Look at these layers. I can't get over it. Like, how many layers is he wearing? He's got to be hot. Like, sweltering in that. But it looks so good. Like, look at all this armor over here. That's sick. It's probably his sword arm, right? The side that armor is on, unless it's ceremonial. Is it like a samurai thing? I'm not 100% sure, but that looks so cool. Like, he looks so, like, his outfit is so detailed. Like, look at over here too. The tassels and stuff. That's insane. Anyway.
そんなことありません。人の恋路を妨害するなどあってはならないことですから。
Oh, that's sweet.
周りからは様々な声が上がるかもしれませんが、あなたもきっと後々の問題を考えた上でご決断されたはずです。
ええ、おっしゃる通りです。
ならば自信を持ってください。強い意志を持つ者はすでに決めたことに揺らいだりはしません。ただ個人的にはちょっとした懸念があります。
というのは、
天領奉行の内情を正そうと尽力したことは称賛に値します。これを皮切りに変革が始まることでしょう。
Oh shit.
しかし一方で、柊様の父君信介様は未だ牢の中です。この時期に柊家と九条家の婚姻を発表すれば、各地域や勘定奉行内であなたのあらぬ風評が広がってしまうかもしれません。
Oh no.
はい。さすがは上里様。それに関しては僕も頭を悩ませていたところです。柊信介様は僕が千里さんと連絡を取るのを頑なに反対していました。以前までは手紙で密かにやり取りを続けていたほどです。ですからもしこの機を逃してしまえば次はないかもしれません。この時期に式を挙げるのは確かに適切とは言い難いかもしれませんが、
I think I see both of their opinions.
思い出したぞ。あのじいさん、顔は笑ってる
Yeah, oh, I remember him.
オイラたちの邪魔してきたんだよな。
He was not a sweet old man at
ひどい
all.
やつだったぞ。
お気持ちはわかります。しかしそれは問題を先送りにしているだけのこと。遅かれ早かれ再び向き合うことになるでしょう。
If the love is strong, it's not gonna matter,
ごもっ
you
とも
know.
です。し
You
かし
can afford
千
to
里さんが勇気を振り絞り結婚を申し込んでくれたんです。
wait.
失望させるわけにはいきません。
Wow, she proposed to him?
はい、彼女から手紙をもらったんです。悩んだ末、真剣に2人の将来について話し合いました。
Oh my goodness, good for
そう
her.
いえば
W.
僕が改めて求婚を申し込もうと彼女の元を訪れた時、そんな手紙は書いてない、
Oh
なんて言ってい
no.
ました。まったく千里さんたら。
Someone's using them. This is so messed up. There's a third party trying to take advantage of these people. No. Someone's trying to manipulate.
彼女は嘘がバレないように
How much of a
あえて
dick
困
can
惑
you
するふり
be
を
to
して
try
いたん
to
でしょう。
use two people who love
あの
each
時の
other
彼女の表
to
情
further your
は
own political
今も
gain?
忘れられません。
I'm assuming that's what's happening. I think I'm sure he's picked
も
up
ちろ
on
ん
it.
交際を続けてきた僕には彼女の真意など明白でした。手紙の話は僕の冗談ということにして、その流れにかこつ
What?
けて求
Oh,
婚したんです。
honestly,
彼女は僕の冗談に文句を言いましたが、
that's such a shitty
顔を
thing
あか
to
らめながらうなずいて
do.
くれました。その
なるほど。それで2人の合意のもと式の日取りを決めたのですね。
ええ、こうして僕たちはようやくお互いの胸の内を知ることができました。
Wait, so but
僕も
did they
そろ
forge
そろ
her
頃合いだとは思
handwriting?
っていたんです。
Why is the light of God coming in behind him? What? Okay. It's about time.
この先何が起ころうとも僕は必ず彼女のそばに立ち続け、
That's so
頼れる存在になってみせます。
cute. How sweet. What a good man.
眩しい。
Shut up, Paimon.
さっきから突っ込みたかったんだけど、恋に落ちたやつってみんなこんななのか。
I think he's
話が長すぎ
fine.
るぞ。
I think it's cute. It's okay, babes.
申し訳ございません。神里様、それにお二
No,
人
you
も
don't.
お恥ずかしい話ばかりをしてしまい
Everyone
ました。
gets like that when they talk about a
いえ
partner.
いえ、むしろ安心しましたよ。あなたのその態度と決意を見て、心配は不要だと感じました。
Yeah. I think this
婚礼
also
の儀をつつが
confirmed.
なく執り行えることを祈っています。
I think this also confirmed that for Ayato
お
that
前
it's
の
not.
その照れた顔はちょっとイラッ
There's
と
a
する
third
けど
party.
おめでたいことだもんな。
What?
皆さん、ありがとうございます。
さて、我々は次の用事がありますので、これにて失礼します。
はい。外までお送りいたします。
Imagine being that much of a dick to like use two people who genuinely care about each other to like further your own political gain.
あいつ忙しそうだったな。結婚する人ってみんなあんな感じなのか？
そうですね。九条鎌地様は身も心も幸せに浸っています。旅人さん、あなたはどう思いますか？
Yeah, the letter thing.
ええ、恥ずかしがり屋ではあっても、柊千里はそのようなことをする方ではないはずです。私も気にはなります。ただ残念ながら、物事の本質を追求することはいい結果につながらないことの方が多い。
That's not what I expected him to say.
そうだよ、なんでだ？オイラたちがもし冒険の途中で似たようなことにぶつかったら、きっと原因を突き止めるぞ。
おや、冒険者の考え方ではそうなのですね。理由は主に2つです。1つ、我々が把握している情報があまりにも少なすぎる。行動を起こすにしても立場を考えることになるため、非常に動きづらいでしょう。2つ、こちらの方が重要なのですが、当事者たちがこの件をあまり気に留めていない点です。
See, but there's a third party that's who we need to worry about.
親切心が裏目に出てしまうこともあるでしょう。
確かに、カマジは全く気にしてなかったな。
世の中のあらゆるものはつながっています。一見して単純な結果であっても、その大半は複数の要因が積み重なったものです。何事も明確にしようとすれば、効率は悪くなり、苦悩も後を絶ちません。ねえ、そういうことになるかもしれませんね。私のような考えを持っていなければ、社奉行の煩雑な仕事は永遠に終わりませんから。
That's logical, but I still want to make sure that this goes off without a
普
hitch.
段から
I want
私
to
は
know
こ
the
のよう
truth.
に考えています。ことが起こった以上、その原因にこだわるよりも、起こったことに目を向けた方が得策だと。それがもたらす最終的な結果が有益なものであり、それによって惑わされたり被害を受けたりする人がいないのであれば、その件は看過しても問題ありません。
Yeah, but yeah, there are no real negative consequences
今の
though.
ところはっきりとした結論は出せないでしょう。私たちはまだ柊千里の考えを知りませんから。
You yourself said though it doesn't sound like her
そ
to
れ
be
よりも
coy like
旅人
that.
さん、あのような短い会話でこうも要所を抑えているとは、妹の言う通り優れた洞察力をお持ちのようですね。
Okay.
あれ？でも、千里はもうカマジと話し合ったんだよな。
それはあくまで九条鎌地の主観であり、事実とは噛み合っていない可能性もあります。私たちも柊千里がど
That's
のように
exactly
考
what I was
えて
gonna
いるのか分
suggest.
かれ
That
ば
we
い
need
い
to
の
go
で
talk
す
to
が。
her.
確かに。
問題ありませんよ。これから柊家へも祝福の挨拶に行くつもりでした。直接会って彼女に聞いてみましょう。もし彼女も九条鎌地と同じように固い意志をお持ちであれば、 お二人は共に歩むことができるでしょう。人生常に順風満帆というわけにはいきません。
Okay. Okay. Don't know what Ayato's true stance on this is. I feel like he's keeping his cards real close to his chest, which makes a lot of sense for his character. He doesn't seem malicious, just slightly detached, which also makes sense for his character, so I am interested to see how he handles this.
式に向けてまだまだ準備が山積みですね。離島をよく訪れる商会の役員も招いた方がいいでしょうか。
ええ、少なくとも招待状を送る必要はあるかと。
あなたでしたか、シャブ業様。
わざわざ勘定奉行へお越しいただいたということは。
いえ、ちょうど式の話をしていたようですね。今日はそのことで来たんです。上里家を代表してお祝いに参りました。現在、柊千里様のご都合はいかがでしょう。
He's so cute.
お
Sorry.
嬢様なら客人の応対中です。いつ終わるかは分かりかねますが。
I don't know if I trust this guy. What is this lady doing back here? This guy seems, I don't know why, I'm not getting good vibes from him. I'm judging him entirely, like judging a book by its cover, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling him. No.
上里様、それに使用人の方々も、どうぞ中でお待ちください。お茶を準備します。
Actually, I don't trust any of them,
たちは使用人なんかじゃないよ。
especially after that comment.
おっと、このお二人は私の友人です。
Like how he stumbled over his words to correct
そんな
him.
に気を使わなくてもいいんだぞ。
あなた方のお手を煩わせるつもりはありません。私たちは近くを散歩でもしていましょう。大事な式の準備を邪魔してしまい申し訳ございません。柊様のお手が空いたらお声掛けください。
If these retainers
とんでもございま
are
せん。
anything like her father,
柊家の刑事はいつもお手伝いをさせていただいている私たちにとっても喜ばしい出来事。このように忙しくしているのも盛大で賑やかな式を挙げたいと望んでいるからです。
yeah.
時期が来れば、家族だけでなく一般の方々にも公表し、皆が参加できるようにします。
ええ、素晴らしい心がけです。では、私たちはこれで失礼させていただきます。
はい。お気をつけて。
I don't like any of those men. Don't trust
なん
a
か
single
い
one
ろ
of
いろ
them.
と話した割には内容が空っぽだった気がするな。
Yup.
これだから私は社交辞令や世辞が嫌いなんです。都合が悪いのであれば仕方ありません。ここへ来る途中屋台を見つけたので、そこで時間を潰しましょう。
Okay.
そこの亭主はいつも斬新な発想を思いつくので、
Oh.
私もよく通わせていただいているんです。
ともきのことだったのか。
あ、また会ったね、
Oh,
君たち。
this is the milk dongo guy.
毎回とんでもない大物を連れてるね。
It's not on purpose.
おや、こちらの店主ともお知り合いなのですか？
we do.
前に稲妻城で将軍様とともきのところで団子牛乳を飲んだんだ。
なるほど。推薦したのはあなたたちでしたか。団子牛乳の話は耳にしていましたが、まさかあなたたちが絡んでいたとは思いませんでした。私も普段彼の屋台の前を通るたびに珍しい飲み物を買っては試しているんです。
Okay.
いつちょうど離島で屋台をやっているのを目にしたので立ち寄ってみようと思ったのです。
上里様たちのおかげで商売もようやく軌道に乗り、僕の創作料理を食べてみたいという人も増えてきました。
そして何よりこの調子で創作料理の道を突き進んでもいいのだと
Good for you.
自信を持てるようになったんです。
Good for you. Why does he look so mad? Why is he frowning like that? Turn that frown upside
より多く
down.
の人に僕の料理を食べてもらいたい、お客さんに創作の楽しさを感じてほしいと今はただただそう思っています。今回もいろいろと悩んだ末に新しい飲み物の発売に踏み切りました。
Okay.
それは興味深い。どんな飲み物でしょう？
お客さんに選択を委ねるんです。自由に食材を選んでいただき、それを牛乳やお茶に入れて飲み物を作ります。
Okay.
団子だけでなく餅、紅芋団子、黒糖、夕暮れの実など豊富に取り揃えています。
それ
Huh.
全部牛乳に入れて大丈夫なものなのか？想像がつかないけど、意外と美味しかったりして。
ここに置いていない食材も選んでいいのでしょうか？
Oh boy. Is this gonna be another Ayaka hot pot situation?
そうですね。問題ありません。もし何かいい食材を思いつきましたら、ぜひ申し付けてください。すぐ、もともとはお客さんに
Oh,
自
don't
由
make
な
him
発想を
buy
与えたい
extra
と考えてのことで
ingredients,
す。
Ayato.
僕が用意した食材に固執する必要はありません。
それはよかった。ちょうど気になる食材がありまして、スミレウリ、海藻、それからウミレイシなのですが。
そんなの牛乳に入れるのかよ。
Ew, seaweed and
そうで
milk?
すが、何かいけなかったでしょ
Ayato,
うか？
what the heck is wrong with you? Ew. Ew, and those blue water flowers? To me, it feel like it would taste like
それで美味し
moss.
くなるのか？
大切なのは家庭であっ
The
て、
experience.
味は二の次。
The experience of being
未知の経験ができる
revolted.
のです。なんとも素晴らしいことではありませんか。
Okay, this is
いかがです？
worse than the
恋
Ayaka
人さんは何
pot.
か思いつきましたか？
Quite a few, actually. Let's indulge him a little, I guess. Seagrass is gross. Seaweed with milk. Imagine that. Not just the taste, but the texture. Imagine that texture. Absolutely revolting. I'm almost tempted to pick this. Is he drinking this or are we drinking this? Because if he's drinking it, let's be evil and make him drink it. Because I'm sure as hell not putting anything in my mouth that's been mixed with sea plants and milk. Lavender melon, I feel like, would be the most tame of the three he suggested.
やばそうな気がするけど。
Well, it's better than
本当に大
seaweed.
丈夫なのかよ。
では、スミレウリ入り牛乳を3杯。
かしこまりました。すぐに用意しますので少々お待ちを。
Creative milk.
さ
Oh.
あどうぞお召し上がりください。
Oh, Lord. It even has the, like, design on it.
生のスミレウリはやっぱきついぞ。
Oh, it doesn't? I always thought it tasted like
私は
Honeydew
自
or
然の
something.
味わいを堪能できて
Mother
悪くないと思い
Nature.
ますよ。
Ayato! Babes, what are you talking about? We can all eat dirt, but that we could feel in touch with Mother
思った
Nature.
よ
That
り
doesn't
満
mean it
足
tastes
してるんだ
good.
な。おいらは他にもっといい食材があったような気がしたけど。
味を気にしているのですか？
I think it is for most people when it comes to food.
美味しい料理を食べてうまい飲み物を飲む。生きる上で何よりも重要なことだと思うぞ。
ええ、その通りです。私もそれらを楽しむことができたらどれほどいいことか。そうかもしれません。ですが、人の時間には限りがあります。あまり寛容でないことに時間を割くことは、私にとって心の緩みに過ぎず、当然ながら重要視できません。
Okay.
公の場に出る際は妹が代わりになってくれたり、警視のトーマが火星を処理してくれたりと、私は大変恵まれていますがね。
Okay. That's
け
fair.
ど今はただ時間を潰してるだけだろ。 何もあれこれ考える必要はないと思うけど。
Maybe he's just
そうでもあり
processing.
ません。
Yeah.
場所を変えて詳しくお話ししましょう。
Giving himself time to think
柊
about
家を
maybe
出てから
all that
一つ気
happened
づいたことがあります。
with those men. This poor man. He was very kind to indulge our fuckery.
些細なことなのですが、婚礼に対する彼らの考えを知りたかったので、さりげなく聞いてみました。するとすぐさま、柊家の刑事は自分たちにとっても喜ばしい出来事であると答えました。しかし、実際はその逆です。
どういうことだ？
柊信介様はまだ牢の中。今や勘定奉行はおそらく3奉行の中で最も不安定な存在でしょう。今の柊家の柱は柊千里です。しかし彼女は嫁ぐことを選んだ。もし私が柊家を補佐する一族であれば、きっと将来が不安で仕方ないでしょう。
Oh, I
それ
see.
でも彼らは心配するどころか純粋にお祝い事だと思っています。彼らは皆聡明な方々です。これくら
Agreed.
いのことは想定できるはず。
Agreed.
おそらく部外者の前で家の内情を話したくなかったのでしょう。しかし彼らの言葉はあまりにも筋が通っていません。よく見張っておいてください、久し。
Oh. Who? Who are you talking to? Oh. Ninja? What? Where'd he come from? Hello? Okay. I guess there's ninjas. Oh, wait. I think... Is this the same... Because wasn't Sayu the raccoon child?
彼は私が最も信頼を置く終末版の一人です。
Okay, yeah.
私たちの後をつけ、
Okay, okay,
ずっ
okay.
と密かに守ってくれていました。
I'm caught up.
当然のことをしたまでです。
Where did he come from, bro? Just came out of the woodwork.
あ
Or
そ
the
こにいた
stonework.
者たちから目を離さないでください。
は、では早速任務へ向かい
He's
ま
got
す。
flip-flops on and he's a ninja? You're telling me this guy snuck up on me in flip-flops. Do you know how loud flip-flops are?
おっ
Okay.
とそうでした。先ほど私が飲んだ牛乳をトーマにも一本買ってあげてください。
Toma!
かしこまりました。
Oh, that's so... Toma literally got an upset stomach from Ayaka's hot pot.
上里様、柊様
And
の
now
お迎えが終わりましたので
Ayato's...
中
Oh
庭
boy,
でお
poor
待ちしており
Toma.
ます。
ご苦労様です。さあ、柊千里に会いに行きましょう。
上里様の他にもお連れの方がいるとは聞いていましたが、あなたたちだったんですね。
柊様、お久しぶりです。息災でしたか？
おかげさまで平穏な日々を送っております。めったにお会いになれない上里様がまさか屋敷にいらっしゃるとは思いもしませんでした。
That's good to hear.
公務でご多忙かと存じますが、本日は私と釜氏のため婚姻のお祝いに来てくださったとか。お気遣い誠にありがとうございます。
いえ、お気になさらないでください。我々三奉行は皆将軍様の下で働いているものです。互いに手を取り合わなければなりません。先ほどその喜びに感化されてか、私まで嬉しくなったほどです。お二人の婚姻に幸があらんことを祈っております。
Didn't mean to cut him off.
嬉しいお言葉感謝いたします。簡単に決められるようなことではありませんでしたが、今後はより一層精進してまいります。この一件によって世間には少なからぬ影響を及ぼしてしまうでしょう。ですが二人の未来のためにも共に立ち向かっていくつもりです。
That's so sweet.
千里も大変なんだな。
はい、正直なところ今も不安は残っています。
Because of the political stuff?
ただ鎌地さんがいつも励ましてくれるんです。彼が約束してくれたおかげでだいぶ気も楽になりました。
どうやら柊様はいろいろと悩みを抱えていらっしゃるようですね。
はい、考えなければならないことがとても多いので。実は先ほどまで応対していた方は重要な客人などではなく府中の役人である。
Oh boy, here we go. Fuck, I knew he was gonna come into play. He better not do anything shady. I swear to God.
あいつだったのか？
はい、彼は急に私のところに来るととても大事な話があると言いました。
Oh my God. He didn't. What did he say?
話を聞いてみるとその内容はとても率直なもので。
Okay.
私に鎌地さんと結婚してほしくないと。
There's two things. He either did it because he's selfish, or he did it because he knows of some nefarious plot. I'm hoping that it's because there's a plot and he's trying to actually help Chisato find her happiness, and he's not being a selfish
普
dick.
段の彼は物静かなのであのように興奮した姿を見て驚きました。彼は婚姻をするのに今は適していないと言っていました。ただそれを聞いて私も彼の言い分に一理あると思ったのです。もし私が九条家に嫁げば一家の柱がいなくなり柊家の基盤は揺らいでしまいます。その上私自身にも悪い影響が出るでしょう。
二つの家族が一つになるだけなんだから別に問題ないんじゃないか？
いえ、稲妻の風習において家族とは大きな影響力を持っているのです。
Oh.
婚姻を結べば柊様は九条家の一員になります。そうなれば勘定奉行の内部では柊様に対する態度もいろいろと変わってくることでしょう。
Damn, he really just
はい、
said she's
おっしゃる
property.
通りです。このようなことを言うのはあまりよろしくありませんが、私は少し心が揺らいでいます。自分はお客様に愚痴を聞かせるなんて本当に申し訳ございません。
いいんですよ。そういった類の話を聞くのも社奉行の務めですから。あなたが抱えている悩みを知った以上、私も相談に乗りお役に立てればと思っております。私たちが九条様から聞いた話によれば、柊様の手紙がきっかけとなり婚姻に踏み切ったとのことでした。しかしあなたはそのような手紙を書いていないという話も聞いています。九条様が言うにはそれはあなたの照れ隠しで本心を言えなかっただけだと。おっと、これは言わない方が良かったでしょうか。
Wow, he slipped that in real slick.
それって鎌地さんが求婚の際に使った小細工なのでは？可愛らしく色鮮やかに書かれた丸文字でかなり念入りに用意したもののように見えましたが。
おお、かわいい丸文字だったのですか。その手紙がなければお二人は婚姻を結んでいなかったかもしれないということでしょうか。
そう言われると確かにあの手紙は私が思っていたものと違ったのでしょうか。
九条様の話によれば手紙はあなたが書いたものだそうです。
え？どういうことでしょう？もしかして。
しかしお二人がそのように信頼し合えるのは実に良いこと。そう考えると手紙の由来などさほど重要ではありませんね。照れ隠しをしていたのはきっと九条様の方なのでしょう。何せわざわざ求婚のために小細工をしたなど私たちに認める必要なんてありませんから。
そうですね。
Mind
おっしゃる
games
通
is
り、
Ayato
手
playing
紙の
right
件は
now.
本当に重要ではないのかもしれません。しかし立場のことは違います。もともと私と鎌地さんは共に歩み続けることさえできれば気にすることなど何もないと思っていました。ですがもう少しじっくりと考える必要がありそうです。
夫婦になるということは一生に関わる重要な問題です。どうかなるべく悔いの残らない選択をしてください。それから困っている人々を助けるのも社奉行の務めの一つ。先ほどお話しした内容は私自身をあなたと柊家の立場に置いて考えたものです。状況に流されて自分の心にそぐわない決断をなさらないようお気をつけください。愛し合う者同士が一緒になることは決して汚すことのできない啓示。お二人が安心して幸せを迎えられるよう心から願っていますよ。
お言葉の一つ一つを心に刻んでおきます。上里様、どうお礼を申せばいいのか、皆様の意見を参考にもう一度慎重に考えてみます。
ただご自身の気持ちに素直に従えば問題ありません。で、
お見送りし
Shit,
ま
I
す。
keep cutting him off.
大丈夫ですよ、お気遣いなく。旅人さん、どこか落ち着いて話せる場所を探して情報を整理しましょう。
Oof, look at that sunset in the background. Beautiful. Wow, holy shit. I love this game. Wow. Okay, I just needed to give that a moment. I just wanted to watch that sunset. My goodness.
衣へと事の葉綴る筆先は
So pretty. Alright, back to business.
思うがままに
I'm not exactly sure what Ayato's up to. I know he's probably working something out and he's just waiting to press his advantage when he has the proper, or I should say this sufficient leverage to do so, is what I'm assuming he's building up to. He made a point to mention the fancy handwriting. He seemed to click on to that information when Chisato was talking, so maybe that's important. I'm also really interested to know, like, he seemed to be supportive of them as a couple, and Chisato seemed to really she seems to love him. Not Ayato, but you know what I'm talking about. Her husband or her fiance. But there's a lot of political unrest going on, and that's complicating a lot of things.
千里のあの感じ、九条かまじとは大違いだったな。あやと、もっと千里に具体的なアドバイスとかしてやれなかったのか？
That's not always
どうす
the
れば
best way
い
to
い
give
か
advice,
直接
though.
教えてやればよかったのに。
Telling people what you would
い
do.
え、言えることは全て言いましたよ。社奉行の立場上、他奉行の内情に口を出しすぎるとかえって問題になってしまいますからね。た
That's true.
だ、事の真相を探れば探るほど妙な違和感を覚えます。柊
妙？どこが妙なんだ？
There's a lot of strange
柊
shit.
千里に早く婚姻を結んでほしいと願っている者がいます。私の推測ではおそらく勘定奉行の人間でしょう。 誤解を招いたその手紙も彼らが出した可能性が高い。考えてもみてください。一般の役人ですら柊千里の状況を心配しています。それなのに柊家を補佐している人たちにはその様子がない。
Agreed.
言葉に一貫性のない者がいたら、その人の行動から本心を探る必要があります。
This is definitely what's going on.
天領奉行の高塚酒よりもはるかに優れた、実に巧妙な手口です。もし偽造の手紙が効力を発揮しなかったとしても、責任を問われる心配はありません。その時は家の誰かが勝手にしたことでおせっかいを焼こうとしただけと説明すればいいのですから。そして今回のように成功すれば、表向きは2人の仲を取り持っただけであり、誰かが名乗り出る必要もありません。柊千里が九条家に嫁ぎ、柊家の当主が牢屋に入ったままとなれば、勘定奉行の中で柊家に対する不満の声が上がることでしょう。
Yeah, we need evidence.
他の一族にその座を奪われることになります。証拠ならあります。新之丞です。
Oh, well he might. Because yeah, he
そろそ
seemed
ろ
to
戻
know
ってくる
about
はずです
something.
ね。
Wait, what?
は、当主様。
Jesus Christ. Flip Flop Man makes an appearance again.
うわー、これで2回目だぞ。お前、さっきから何なんだよ。
You can't deal with a lot of things, Paimon. That's not unusual.
彼らは勘定奉行の衛兵を連れて行きましたね。
はい、新之丞という男です。
Oh boy, they're trying to keep something quiet. So he's not an ass. He's genuinely concerned. The soldier, I mean.
首謀者にとって柊家が弱っている今こそ千載一遇の機会となります。本来であれば九条鎌地の説得により柊千里の婚姻は確定的なものとなっていました。しかし新之丞と話したことで彼女に迷いが生じてしまった。彼らの目にはこの一人の衛兵が計画を台無しにしたと映ったでしょう。
でもそれならどうしてオイラたちを疑わないんだ。
先ほど我々の会話を終始盗み聞きしている者がいたので、言葉や行動に注意を払っておいたのです。
Honestly, that makes sense.
そうだったのか。余計なこと話さなくてよかったぞ。あ、じゃあ手紙のことを話してた時に妙な間があったのも千里がそれを察したからか。
そのはずです。しかし事を企てた者たちはこのようなことで計画をやめるわけにもいきません。彼らにとってもはや柊千里の意志に意味などないのでしょう。彼女は非常に受け身的な立場にあります。他人の言いなりとなり駒として扱われ、甘つさえその婚姻も権力争いに利用されようとしている。
That's really sad.
それでも未来で幸せが待っていると思いながら、九条家に嫁げば柊家の娘としての肩書き、勘定奉行における地位、そして一人の人間としての自我をも失うことになります。
Wow, that sucks. Why?
結婚は罠だったんだな。
ただそう簡単にはいかないでしょう。彼らは影に潜み駒を自在に操っている。その上表立ってこの婚姻を阻止すれば確実に悪者扱いされ、世論からも批判を受けるはず。
True.
そんな、じゃあどうするんだよ。
この事態を思い通り制御するため、彼らも前に出て牙を見せる必要があります。それまでは新之丞の救出を優先しましょう。 彼に罪はありません。ひどい目、新之丞の居場所を教えてください。すぐに立ちます。
Wait, but wouldn't going and breaking a guy out of jail get the public's attention? Unless Ayato's not doing it and we're doing it. In which case, we have a criminal record in multiple nations, so it wouldn't be that much of a push. We have our record isn't clean, so to speak.
何してるんだ、新之丞、話せ。
Oh, this isn't a prison?
そこの者、直ちに暴行をやめなさい。
どうしてシャブ業様が
official at all.
いや、俺たちを動かせるのは旦那様だけ。
You're gonna attack the
他の
commissioner?
奴の言葉に耳を貸すつもりはない。
Bro.
そうですか。ならば、覚悟なさい。
Okay, I thought this was like a real prison. This is just some wood cage in a... Ooh! Oh wait, we don't... I want to look at him first. Hold on. Shit! Okay, fine. Fine! Ooh. You know what? It's giving,
miHoYo.
It reminds me of, like a ballet dancer. Very elegant and, like, precise. That's so cool how he goes to his knee like that. Ooh! Oh! Ooh! Very cool! Oops. Sorry, babes. I don't know how to use you. Ooh! How pretty! Oh my god, bro! Oh my god, his ult was so pretty. There was like flowers, like water flowers everywhere. Oh my god, that was so pretty.
逃がすか。
追わなくて結構。魚を釣るには餌が必要です。お、それよりも彼らは先ほどの戦いで鍵を落としていました。ただ激しい戦闘だったので鍵を見失ってしまったようです。蹴られてどこかに行ってしまったのかもしれません。
お、タヌキがいるぞ。もしかしてタヌキが持ってったんじゃないか。
ねえ、追いかけましょう。
What? His ult was so pretty. I hope we get to use him again in this quest at some point. Because, first of all, I didn't even get a chance to really look at him or like play around with his, like watch his fight stances and stuff. Because we were like thrown immediately into battle. Let me grab this.
本当にありがとうございます。助かりました。危うく溺れ死ぬところでした。彼らは私を檻ごと海に放り込むつもりだったようです。そうだ、お嬢様のコインですが、何者かがそれを利用してよからぬことを企んでいるようなんです。
落ち着け、新之丞。そのことならもう知ってるぞ。
はい、その件でしたら私たちも気づいていました。ここまでの流れも私が考えていたものとほぼ一致しています。この計画の首謀者はそう簡単に諦めないでしょう。すぐに新たな策を講じてくるはずです。私たち
シャブ業様が自ら手を貸してくれるんですか？
この件は三奉行にとどまらず稲妻全土に関わる一大事。私の中立的な振る舞いもここまでです。
Oh.
将軍様は昔からくだらない権力争いを嫌悪していました。将軍様の臣下たる奉行として私はこの件を解決に導く義務があります。
そうなのですか。
新之丞、とりあえず今は戻ってはいけません。どこか身を潜めるのが得策です。旅人さんにパイモンさん、 我々もここを離れましょう。
おや
I knew it.
これは
What did I
シャブ
say?
業様ではありませんか。あなたが理由もなくここに現れ、私の部下に怪我を負わせたと聞きましたが。
Interesting stance, considering they were about to drown a man. Throw a guy locked in a cage in the ocean. So, interesting that that's your opening line. I'm curious to see how Ayato will handle this.
まさか何か企んでいらっしゃるのでしょうか。
いえ、死刑が行われていると小耳に挟んだものでして、責任ある稲妻の後人として見過ごすわけにはいかなかったのです。たとえ新之丞があなたの家臣であっても、好き勝手にできるという法はありません。
死刑死刑だなんてとんでもない。これはただのお仕置きですよ。あの雑牌、どういうわけかお嬢様のもとへ行き、自分勝手で失礼なことを口走ったのです。身の程知らずも甚だしい。そのせいでお嬢様はひどく怯えていらっしゃる。
つまり彼がそのような行動をとった理由をあなたはわからないのですね。そうでなければどういうわけかなんて言い方はしないはずです。
こちらはあらぬことをいろいろと吹き込まれたのです。わけがわからないのも当然でしょう。両家の婚姻は実にめでたいことですが、あの小賢しい男のせいでことが複雑になってしまいました。柊様が九条家へ嫁いだとしても、柊家のお嬢様であることに違いはありません。もちろん私たちも誠心誠意を尽くして彼女に仕え、公庫の憂いを断つのにお力添えします。責務を果たすのが我々の原則。それを守るどころか、あの男はお嬢様の心を乱した。彼は情熱的な男であったがゆえに過ちを犯したのでしょう。しかしあなたのように高貴なお方であれば。
くっそー、理屈ばっかこねやがって。ムカつくな。
He's a slime ball.
そういえばふと思い出した話があります。シャブ業について以来、私は毎日のように興味深いものを見聞きしてきました。ある外国の商人から聞いた話によると、とても長い舌を持つ鳥がいるそうなんです。その舌を口の外へ引っ張り出すと、結び目を2つも作れるほど長いとか。あなたも博識なお方、そのような希少な鳥が普段どういった目的で使われるか当てられるのではないでしょうか。
は、観賞用の愛玩動物ですか。
この鳥の面白いところは、飼うことができず何の役にも立たないところでして、仮に捕まえたとしても舌を切って窓から放り捨てるしかありません。なぜなら皆口を揃えてこう言うのです。舌が長くへりくつばかりこねて騒いだあげく、すべてはったりであったと。
シャブ業様ともあろう方が我々勘定奉行を揶揄するためにここまで来られたのですか。
いえ、とんでもありません。勘定奉行の皆様はいつも実直で自身の責務を果たす善良な方々だと思っています。まさかあなたのような方が人を煙に巻いたり重箱の隅をつついたりするとは思いもしませんでした。その上、柊様を勘定奉行から引きずり下ろそうと画策するとは。
シャブ業様、その発言に証拠はあるのですか。
目の前に証人がいるではありませんか。あなたは彼が確信をついたのを知って慌てて口封じをしようとしましたね。おや、松浦家は名家だというのに忠誠心は臣下である彼に遠く及ばないようです。 せっかく教育を受けて官僚になったのに、表沙汰にはできない悪巧みばかりするなんて、賢いと言うべきか愚かだと言うべきか。果たしてどちらでしょう。将軍様のために働いてきたあなたは、周りの優秀な人々からちっとも学ばず、利益に目がくらみ、自らの前途を絶ってしまった。松浦様、私は決して怒ってなんかいませんよ。むしろあなたのことを残念に思っているのです。
That will incur a reaction.
ああ、そうですか。では聡明なあなたは私をどうしようというのです？これは我々勘定奉行の問題。こちらで何とかします。それから竹の内情にまで口を出すのであれば、私も勝手にあなたの意図を推察してもよいということですよね。あなたはただ勘定奉行と天領奉行の力が一箇所に集中することを避けたいだけ。もしそうなれば奉行間の均衡が取れなくなり、社奉行の地位が脅かされてしまうからです。だからもっともらしい理由を見つけて、この婚姻をなかったものにしようと企んでいるのでは？
おや、あなたの目にはそのように映っていたのですね。さすがと言うべきでしょうか。賛成力に関する利害の配慮は私よりもはるかに優れているようです。
婚礼は必ず行います。どのような手を使おうとも止めることはできません。今頃は布告もされ、稲妻でその瓦版が飛び交っているでしょう。九条鎌地と柊千里が恋仲であったことは世間に知られていませんでした。これが布告された時点で、たとえ婚姻がまだであっても、あとは時間の問題です。
なるほど。やはり私の考えが足りていませんでしたか。
はあ、ようやくそれを思い知ったのですか。
本当はあなたのことをそこらの人々よりは賢いと思っていたのですが、全く残念です。
神様、綾と貴様。
もう言いたいことは終わりのようなので、そろそろ私もよろしいでしょうか。
何が言いたい？
婚姻を結ぶことで勘定奉行と天領奉行が一つになれると本気でお思いですか？実際孤立するのは勘定奉行の方かもしれませんよ。
何？
さて、あなたとは大変有意義なお話ができましたので、これで失礼します。
Well, he said Ayato out.
おい、何がなんだかおいらさっぱりなんだけど。
彼らが策を講じるのであれば、私も無策で挑むわけにはいきません。予想していた通り、彼らは前に出て牙を見せてくれました。まずは稲妻城に戻って現状を確認しましょう。策の
Okay. I was quiet through that because I was just letting them have, that was a conversation I didn't want to talk over. But that's interesting because I'm actually going to wait until I give my thoughts about that, because on the one hand, I think they were really trying to show Ayato is like super crafty and like a technician with his words. But I'm just gonna wait until we see how this all plays out before giving my thoughts.
勘定奉行の柊お嬢様と天領奉行の九条鎌地様が結婚するみたいよ。
へえ、これ以上お似合いの二人はい
Is
な
this
いだろ
guy
う。
sick? He's always coughing.
ええ。けど突然よね。そんな雰囲気全くなかったし。
ああ。でもこの一歩を踏み出すのはそう簡単なことではなかったはずだ。
結婚式が行われるのはもう間違いないみたいだな。
結論を出すのは早計です。向こうはこの勢いに乗じて 婚姻を推し進めるつもりなのでしょう。ならばこちらは相手の計略の裏をかけばいい。ただそれも九条鎌地の協力あっての話ですが。
Okay, interesting.
皆様、いいところにお越しくださいました。実は僕も今しがた耳にしたばかりなのですが、どうしてこんなにも急な発表がされたのでしょう。
Oh,
そ
poor,
れなんだけど
poor guy.
実はすっごく複雑なことになってて。
なるほど。まさか僕たちの婚姻を利用しようとする者が現れるとは。
このまま婚姻を進めた場合、あなたに影響はさほどありません。しかし柊様の方には何かしらあると考えた方がいいでしょう。
僕もその可能性を考慮していなかったわけではありません。ただ彼女と結ばれたいという思いの方が勝ってしまったのです。
ええ、お気持ちはお察しします。ただ失礼ながら
Agreed.
彼女はそもそもあなたの庇護を必要としていなかったのではないでしょう
Very
か。
much agree with this statement. Thank you, Ayato, for saying that. She shouldn't need it. It's honorable that he wants to protect her, but he shouldn't need to. And that's part of the whole problem. So I respect Ayato for saying that.
考えてもみてください。あなたが彼女が守られなければ大変なことになると思った時点で、彼女は何か失っていることになるのではないでしょうか。
そんな。
あなたを責めるつもりはありませんよ。大切な人を守りたいという気持ちは当然ですから。それにあなたはとても聡明で優しいお方。心配のあまり混乱さえしていなければ、もっと慎重に考えることができたはずです。
I like that
あ
Ayato
な
is
た
not
の
being
愛する
condescending.
柊様はきっと自立心が強く優しく決して屈しないお方なのでしょう。しかしもし彼女がこのままあなたと婚姻を結べば、これから先あなたにもたれかかることになってしまいます。それでも問題ないのでしょうか。
What a fantastic
僕は
way
心から
to
彼女
explain
を
the
愛しています。
situation.
この身を捧げても彼女を幸せにしたい。だからこそ彼女が苦しむ姿はもちろん、利用される姿も見たくありません。上里様のおっしゃる通りです。僕の今までの考えは
I don't think you were being
あまりにも
selfish.
稚拙で自分本位でした。ただもう手遅れなのではないでしょうか。すでにあちこちに布告が。
私に策があります。しかしこの策には悪役が必要です。鎌地様、この策で私とあなたは悪役を演じ、ある程度の危険に身をさらす必要があります。いかがなさいますか。
まだ挽回の余地があるのならば、ぜひその策をご教授いただきたい。
私は勘定奉行の者にこう伝えました。この婚姻によって勘定奉行と天領奉行が一つになることはない。これは逆に勘定奉行を孤立させる計略であると。この計略で柊家の力を弱めるにはある条件が必要です。それは天領奉行が婚姻について何も思わないこと。そもそもメガリレーの終結後、天領奉行は勢力の弱まった勘定奉行に手を出すことも可能でした。そのような行動を起こさなかったのは、あなたが天領奉行の当主につき、そして相手に柊様がいたからです。つまりあなたにとって最善とも言える手は、社奉行の指示を受け一刻も早く婚礼の儀を挙げること、そして柊様を迎えることです。
Okay.
それによって天領奉行の当主であるあなたはもう何も心配をする必要がなくなります。
なるほど。確かに今の状況に合った巧妙な策と言えます。
そうです。我々の狙いは柊様の立場を変えることにあります。そうすれば勘定奉行での柊様の地位も確保できるでしょう。あの者たちがこの一件の背後にある組織網に気づいた時、婚姻を阻止するためあらゆる手段を講じるはず。彼らが作り上げた障害は彼ら自身の手で解決してもらえばいい。
承知しました。
組織網がうんたらかんたらってもう複雑すぎてわけわかんないぞ。
となれば事の背景が勘定奉行の耳に無事届くようにしなければなりません。私と話をした松浦様も今頃は落ち着きを取り戻し、起こりうる事態を考えているはず。彼は間違いなく稲妻城内に偵察を多数送り込みます。鎌地様、あなたのお力もお貸しください。そろそろ頃合いですね。私の忍びが彼の放った偵察を1名特定しました。
An interesting way to go about this, I would say. I will say, I do really like how much Ayato seems to respect Chisato and wants to make sure, you know, she can retain her independence and her power.
あの者が松浦家の偵察です。気づかれないよう彼の後をつけましょう。
Oh boy, a tailing mission? We all know how good at these I am. Okay.
おい、見たか？今九条鎌地様が人を大勢引き連れてここを通ったよな。
最近公表された婚姻と関係あるんじゃないかしら。
そうかもしれないが、婚姻であんなに焦ることはないだろう。それに眉を潜めていたようにも見えた。部下にいろいろと命令もしていたようだし、そこまでする必要があるだろうか。
I'm like holding my breath. I really suck at the stealth in this game isn't something I'm very good at.
あいつどこに
Do
い
it
た
back
の？
up!
さっきまで近くにいたのに急にいなくなった？もう少し気をつけないと。
No, oh my god! I've resorted to literally crawling after him. Okay, it seems to be the only way to get this to work. This is the most unstealthy shit.
天領奉行の人間が両家の婚姻の件で離島へ行ったみたいだな。しかもかなりの人を引き連れていた。全部で100人は超えてたんじゃないか。
どうもきな臭いな。面倒なことが起きたりしないだろうか。九条鎌地様が単に心配性なだけであればいいが。
婚姻の件は広まったが、旦那様が心配していたことが的中したのかもしれない。新婦を迎えるだけであればあんなにも人はいらないはず。状況を確認しなければ。
予想通りです。ついていきましょう。
Okay. We did it, folks.
おお、天領奉行の人がこんなにたくさん。
この通りで何か起きたのでしょうか。僕は商人なのですが、気づいたらこのような厳重な警備が敷かれていたもので少し怖くなりまして。
いえ、ご心配なく。すでにご存知かと思いますが、九条鎌地様と柊千里様が近々婚姻を結ばれます。そこで九条様は 柊様を予定より早く稲妻城へお迎えするつもりなんです。
そんなことが。
ここにいる皆は柊様のためにその道を守っています。我々だけでなく、この先にも天領奉行の者が大勢待ち構えており、その全員が同じ任務を背負った者たちです。
僕が言うのもあれですが、いくらなんでも張り切りすぎなのでは。
いえ、こうすることで九条様が柊様を重要視していると世間に見せつけているんですよ。
そうだったのですね。すみません、お騒がせしました。なんてことだ。旦那様が懸念していた点が的中するとは。あの者たちは通りを護衛していると言っていた。もし旦那様が柊様を手放さなければ、この男たちはいずれ離島へ。いや、柊様が離島から離れれば、彼らが押し寄せてくる可能性がより増すかもしれない。すぐに戻って報告しないと。
I'm glad he yelled all that right next to the soldiers, because that makes absolute total sense. Because they're all just standing right there.
あいつ逃げてったぞ。
Well, I guess he took the bait, right?
これで仕掛けは十分。膨れ上がる疑心暗鬼は恐怖を育てる養分となるでしょう。あとはそれが成長し熟すのを待つだけです。嵐の前の静けさこそ最も不安を煽るものですからね。
That is true.
あいつらおとなしく過ちを認めるかな。
I don't know if they'll apologize, but they're gonna scramble to try and adjust the situation back into their, like, court favor.
気になるのであれば、2日後また離島へ来て、柊家の状況を確認するといいでしょう。私は他にもいろいろと公務があるので、ひとまずここで身を引くとします。
Damn, okay.
駒はすでに動きました。彼らが投降するのも時間の問題でしょう。ええ、このような手を使うのは何も初めてではありませんからね。
Yeah, I mean, I
では
figured
皆
he
さん、またお会いしましょう。
has dealt with stuff like this before.
柊千里が幸せになることを心から願っています。
Okay. Interesting.
言っちゃったぞ。本当にあいつの予想通りになるのかな。
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that she's alright.
2日後また離島に来てみようぜ。
天領奉行の人たち、もう何日も離島にいるよな。
柊千里様を迎えに来たのでしょ。
聞いた話だと、柊様がいなくなるのを勘定奉行の人たちが嫌がってるらしい。これだけの人を使わせたんだ。僕だって混乱するよ。何が目的なのかわからないしね。
声が大きいですよ。
あ、ごめん。
おや、何かご用でしょうか。我々は柊様を稲妻城へお迎えするため2日前よりここに来ています。九条鎌地様のご命令は確固たるもの、必ずや実現させるつもりです。しかし我々が訪問するたび、柊家はいつも何かしら口実を見つけてこの命令を完遂できるまで、つまり柊様にご同行いただけるまで離島に滞在する予定です。申し訳ございません。それについては我々も望んではいません。一般の方々の生活には一切影響を与えないとお約束します。もしこのまま膠着状態が続けば、鎌地様がより強引な命令を出される可能性。
Essentially enacting like a mini occupation.
旦那様はいつまで耐える気なのだろうか。
さあな、攻めるのか引くのかもうさっぱりだ。最近の旦那様は特に様子がおかしい。些細なことで腹を立てるし、不安なのはわかるが、一体どうしたらいいんだか。 シャブ業様には逆らわないようにとあれほど忠告したのに。
確かにあのお方は確信の持てないことには決して手を出さないらしいしな。このまま柊様が連れて行かれたら天領奉行とシャブ業はどう動くか。
そうならないためにも柊様と相談されるようだ。
Oh, what an idea. Talk to the woman actually involved instead of treating her like a freaking chess piece.
もう勘定奉行の誰もが千里を重要な存在だって理解したはずだ。でも千里は自分自身のことをどう思ってるのかな。
Like these men are such trash that it took an entire political plot to get them to recognize Chisato's worth as a woman. What a bunch of dicks. The men in her clan, I mean, not Ayato or her fiance.
そう焦らないでくれ。オイラたちが説明してやる。実は
天領奉行の人が来てから彼らは急に怯え始めたかと思うと何か密談をするようになりました。まさかそのようなことになっていたとは。全て上里様の計画だったのですね。申し訳ございません。答えなんて最初からなかったのかもしれない。選択肢がなければこれほど悩むことはなかった。
I'm gonna have to stop you there. You cannot be thinking like
迷
that.
走するあまりこ
Oh,
う
okay,
思った
good.
こともあります。ただ突然貼られた布告を見て婚姻はもう確定事項なのだと知ると安心するどころか逆に心に大きな穴ができたのを感じました。上里様のおっしゃる通りこの先私を待ち受けているのは本当に幸せと言えるものなのでしょうか。でも今は受け入れられます。誰かが私の婚姻を利用しようとしているのです。ただこれも私が求めていた答えではありません。そしてこの件がどういった結果をもたらすのかも疑問が残ります。
ああ、柊様、こちらにいらっしゃったのですが、いなくなったのかと思い肝を冷やしました。
Stand up for yourself, girl. Put this man in his place.
あなたたちはあの時シャブ業様の隣にいた。
Don't point your finger at me.
何しに来たのですか。まさか柊様を連れ去るおつもりか。
We're telling her to make her own damn decisions.
この方たちは友人で私を訪ねに来ただけです。
友人？ただの友人であると。柊様、以前もお伝えしましたが、今はとても特殊な時期。私たち、いや勘定奉行全体にとってあなたはとても重要な人物なのですから、この者たちの目的が真っ当なものであると証明できるのです
Stop
か。
pointing! That's so rude.
そんな回りくどい言い方すんなよ。どうせオイラたちが千里を連れて行くとか思ってるんだろ。
私の友人に失礼な発言はやめてください。あなたは警戒をするあまり目に映るもの全てを疑うようになっています。
私は
一連の出来事はすでに把握しています。この方の訪れこそあなたたちにとって唯一の希望になるかもしれません。離島での騒動はあなたたちに問題を収集する能力がないことを証明しています。これ以上膠着状態が続けば事態は拡大するばかりです。これ
Damn,
は
she
命
just
令で
came
は
out and
な
said
く
it.
私はただ釈明を求めています。
承知いたしました、柊様。
Uh-oh. You need to send someone to follow him. That's a rat in a corner. He's about to bite his own arm off to get out of it.
すごく緊張しました。でもこのような事態になった以上、
Yeah, good for you.
では納得のい
Stand
く
up for
答えが出るのを
yourself.
待
Take
ちましょ
control
う。
of your life.
厳粛な話し合いのもと、正直なところ今は誰も余裕がなく、みんな恐怖に怯えています。はあ、申し開きの余地もありません。どうかもう一度機会をいただけないでしょうか。
Bro, if it was me, they'd be
お嬢様
out.
のためにも、そして感情
Why is he
奉行のため
apologizing
に
to
も。
me? He shouldn't be talking to Ayato. He should be apologizing to the lady he fucking... Okay, you know what? He should be apologizing to
神里屋敷
Chisato.
へ向かい、持てる限りの誠意を尽くして、柊様、ご同行いただけないでしょうか。あなたは今や最も重要な人物。そのシャブ行様とはご親友なんですよね。この後もしお会いすることがありましたら、よろしくお伝えください。
I don't think I will. No other dialogue? Okay. Chisato can speak for herself. And I'm not putting in any words for people I don't care for, so you can eat shit.
シャブ行様、
Look at his
すでにご存知
smile.
のこととは思い
Oh
ますが、
god.
現在離島に天領奉行の者たちが集結しており、柊様を迎えようと躍起になっております。先日はとんだご無礼を働いたというのに、このようなことを申し上げるのは実にはばかられるのですが。
松浦様、申し訳ございませんが、私は公務で忙しいのです。この後も別の予定が詰まっています。簡単に時間を割くことはできません。何か用があるのでしたら、率直に言っていただけると助かります。
我々の謝罪が取るに足らないものであることは百も承知です。しかし現状はこのように謝罪をする以外方法がありません。柊様は私たちにとってなくてはならない存在ですから、シャブ行様に間に入っていただき、九条様ともう一度話し合っていただけないでしょうか。
口では何とでも言えますね。今さら布告を撤回すれば人々に嘘をついたことになる。きっと稲妻の民は三奉行を嘲笑うでしょう。三奉行を貶めることは将軍様の顔に泥を塗ることに等しい。あなたたちは果たして雷帝の怒りに耐えられるのでしょうか。
それは我々が全責任を負います。それから新たに布告を出し、説明の場を設け、全ては誤解であったと民に知らせるつもりです。なるべく影響を最小限にとどめるようと。
松浦様、このような結果になると知っていれば、初めからこんな愚かな行為はなされなかったでしょう。しかしおっしゃる通り、私や九条様の心情がどうであれ、三奉行は稲妻の行く末を何より優先する必要があります。このままでは離島で起こっていることの収拾がつかなくなるでしょう。それに柊様や離島の人たちに罪はありません。これは非常に重大な問題です。速やかに解決を図らなければ流言飛語が飛び交い、三奉行の評判はどん底まで落ちてしまう。鳥を飼ってみれば理解できるはずです。よく下の回る鳥は心地よい鳴き声を響かせることもあれば、気が散るほどおしゃべりすることもあります。舌があまりにも長すぎて飼うことすらままならない鳥なら、舌を切ってしまえばいいんです。
はい。
あなたの目的は分かっています。私が九条様と話しても構いませんが、それで気が変わる保証などありません。
それも承知の上です。シャブ行様のお力を借りられるだけで十分です。
わかりました。ではそろそろお引き取りください。勘定奉行にはまだ後片付けが残っているはず。
はい。ではこれで失礼いたします。シャブ行様には何とお礼を申したらいいか。
I have a couple thoughts, like objectively about the writing of
そ
all
れから
that.
柊様、
I'll get to that though at the end.
あなたにお話ししておきたいことがあります。
はい。先ほどの上里様はまるで別人のようで、息ができないほど緊張してしまいました。
彼のような傲慢な家臣には厳重な戒めが必要となります。私はシャブ業として将軍様の信頼を背負っているのですから、当然のことをしたまでです。しかし私の身分など関係なしに、個人的な立場からあなたにあるお話をさせてください。
はい、上里様、拝聴いたします。
ご存知の通り、上里家には極めて困難な時期がありました。かつて私ども一族は過ちを犯しています。父上はその償いと家名を回復させるために奔走し、その多忙さゆえに創生しました。父上を心から愛していた母上も追うように亡くなっています。突然の出来事に社奉行に走った激震は計り知れません。上里家の力は失墜。周りの者たちは残された私と妹を邪魔な存在だと思ったでしょう。今となってはいささか信じがたい話に聞こえますが、確かにこれが当時の社奉行の実情でした。
なんだか今の勘定奉行と少し似てるな。
あの時の私は現状を受け入れるほか道はなく、誹謗や搾取に耐えながら強力な後ろ盾を探しました。私に他の選択肢などなかったのです。自分がどうなろうと構いませんでした。ただ家族を、大切な家族だけは他人に踏みにじられるわけにはいかなかった。
I think that's my favorite line of his so far. Right there. That sentiment says a lot about who he is as a person. I think that's the core of him.
幸い私の努力は報われ、没落寸前であった上里家を立て直すことができました。
なんだか理解できたような気がします。私の戸惑いや不安が一体どこから来ているのかを、新之丞は私の輝きを誰よりも知っていると言ってくれました。だからこそこれから人の下につくことになる私を見ていたたまれない気持ちになったんだと思います。私の胸の内にある不安は婚姻への迷いだと思っていました。でも実際は違います。私が弱いから、それゆえに現状を制御できないと感じ、不安になっていたんです。
鎌地様が婚姻と素直に向き合えたのは、その覚悟があったからです。
ええ、今の私はあの時の彼と同じ立場にあるのでしょう。彼は勇ましく将軍様に向かって武器を構えました。私も今その時の彼のように自分自身を超える時なのだと思います。
はい。あなたが真に成長すれば、お父上も安心するでしょう。その時、あなた自身の人生を歩ませてくれるはずです。しかし、残酷な言い方かもしれませんが、これらはあなたが幸せになるための前提条件に過ぎません。
That's true.
はい。それでも成し遂げてみせます。この機に柊家がかねてより担ってきた責務を引き継ぐつもりです。そして全てが落ち着いた頃、また婚姻のことを考えようと思います。そうすれば鎌地さんにかかる重荷を軽減できます。私も身を守りつつ彼を支えていくことができるでしょう。
Good for her.
私どもの家が配下となることも荷物となる心配もなくなるはずです。
Good for her. I'm glad that she's like, you know what? I gotta make sure I'm
お
in a
二人が
position
幸せな道を歩めるよ
of personal and
心
political
からお祈
strength
りして
before
い
I
ます。
marry.
う。改めて婚姻が決まった際には、またお祝いさせていただきますね。
上里様、本当にありがとうございます。まさかここまでお力になっていただけるとは思ってもいませんでした。では私もそろそろ失礼いたします。まだまだやるべきことが残っていますので。
ええ、どうかお元気で。今のあなたならどのようなことをなさっても彼らから尊重されるはずです。
はい、それはすでに身をもって感じております。こたびの一件、心より感謝いたします。
Okay, well, there might not be a wedding right now,
おいら、なんだか千
but
里が輝いて
later.
見えるぞ。
Yeah. I
お前も
agree
す
with
ごかっ
that.
たな。誰もがお手上げだと思ったのに、それをこんな見事に解決するなんて。
飛局において相手の構成を利用し戦局に変化をもたらすことはままあることです。今回の相手は決して難敵ではありません。策を練ってはいましたが先見性に欠けており、その手段も未熟でした。
もしオイラだったらこんな方法一生思いつかなかっただろうな。でも千里が柊家を再興しようとしているのを見てなんだか安心したぞ。
ええ、そうですね。稲妻が安定するのは我々にとってもいいことです。何より社奉行の仕事も減ります。
Yeah.
こう見えても社奉行の当主ですよ。おそらく松浦様にとって権力は一生追い求めるものだったのでしょう。しかし私にとって稲妻の安泰こそが最も優先すべき事項です。稲妻が安泰であるからこそ社奉行も平穏無事でいられます。そして上里家や社奉行に関わりある一族たちも穏やかに暮らせるのです。しかし人は貪欲な生き物。このような計りごとは初めてではありません。私はただ賛成力を牽制し合うようにしただけ。安泰とは完全なる静止を指すだけではありません。行動を起こしにくくすることも安泰と言えます。もう一つの利点は柊様の重要性が知れ渡った点です。私も彼女に大きな恩を売ることができました。関わりのなかった一族と親交を結ぶよりも今まで通り柊家と付き合う方がよほど楽ですしね。
ただの結婚でそこまで考えるなんて。まさか最初から結婚を阻止しようと思ってたんじゃないよな。
It's not about the wedding, Paimon.
確かに私の判断は不謹慎なものだったかもしれませんが、柊千里への言葉に偽りはありませんよ。
Since their love is sincere,
己
they'll get
の
married
立場
at
に関
some
わるこ
point.
とをひとたび諦めれば今後一生妥協し続けなければならなくなります。苦境に立たされているとも知らず、
That was profound.
ただ奈落に落ちていく。これからの成長を見守るとしましょう。
そうだな。こればかりは待つしかないな。
ええ、お二人ともどうもありがとうございました。いつか妹の手が空いている時にでもあなたたちを招待させてください。
Please no more weird dango milk. I'll agree to hanging out if you don't bring that seaweed milk, okay?
どうやら一件落着のようですね。何もかも全て丸く収まった。唯一の問題はなぜか変な味の牛乳を飲まされたことぐらいでしょうか。
おや、口に合わなかったかい？珍しい味のものが好きだったと思ったんだけど。
バカ、あなたというお方は。
That's the face of a man who's been through too much.
旅人も一杯飲んだんだよ。
彼女はどうでしたか？和歌から見ても良い印象だったのでは？
ああ、今回旅人は重要な役割を果たしてくれた。もし彼女とその連れが私に手を貸してくれていなかったら、両家とも私のことをもっと警戒していただろうからね。
Another tool in his box, huh?
そう簡単に確信をつくことはできなかったかもしれない。
Well,
さすがは和歌。人の問題に介入しつつご自身の目的も果たすとは。
ただの成り行きだよ。ああ、そうだ。暇があるうちにこの間途中になってしまった戯曲の続きをやろ
う。Okay. That was an interesting ending. I guess everything was concluded. Huh. All right, let's read about him, and then I have a lot to say at the end.
Do not expose your identities, and wait for the signal before you act.
Yes, sir.
Grand festivals like this monopolize the Tenryou Commission's resources.
Oh, I saw you.
Your timing is impeccable. Pity you were all they sent.
Let's go for a stroll. We wish to discuss cooperation with the Yashiro Commission.
A humble suggestion.
Ooh.
The Fatui would do well to update their intelligence concerning me. Ah, but of course, that would require one of you to return in one piece.
Ooh! Ooh, this music! Hell yeah! That flute!
Cascade!
I'm literally jamming right now. It's so beautiful. His fight style is so pretty.
You underestimate your foe.
If assassinating me was that simple, I can name a few rival clans who would have had an easier time over the years. Kamisato Suiyu!
Oh, this was so pretty. Look at all the flowers. So pretty.
My lord, we failed to protect you.
I do not keep the Shumatsuban for the trivial matter of dealing with assassins.
Trivial?
So, what's the situation?
The operation went smoothly. The resistance platoon is hidden near Tenshikaku.
Oh, wait.
Forgive me, sir, but taking this level of risk, it seems out of character.
Let's just say, I'm doing a small favor for my sister.
Okay. Okay.
Surrounding the epicenter of power is a tangled web of powerful factions, where vested interests and hidden agendas lurk beneath the surface. For someone to not only rise to the top in this environment, but also maintain stability, they must be exceptionally shrewd and highly skilled. Anyone who hopes to meet the man at the top would be wise to first make sure that they know exactly whose side they're on.
Ooh.
What's that? Join you for a walk? Why not?
Kamisato Ayato is the Yashiro Commissioner. As heir to his clan, he has trained for this role all his life, including in the martial arts. His fighting style channels the power of Hydro through the forms of Kamisato art. A strong current hides beneath the tranquil surface, ready to overwhelm his foes like a flash flood.
Very
The clan
princely.
leader, whose every meal is prepared for him by his staff. Cooking is not a necessity, but a pastime. When Kamisato Ayato cooks a perfect dish, he has a chance to obtain a suspicious dish of the same kind.
That's actually really cute.
Kamisato Ayato's normal attack can combo up to 5 slashes, dealing physical damage. His charged attack consumes a set amount of stamina to charge forward and perform the EI technique, dealing physical damage. Tap his elemental skill to shift positions and enter the Takemiguri Kanka state.
Ooh.
After this shift, a watery illusion
That's
forms
so
in
cool,
Ayato's original
bro.
position. After forming, the watery illusion will explode if enemies are near or when its duration ends, dealing AoE hydro damage. While in the Takemiguri Kanka state, Ayato unleashes rapid Shunsuiken attacks, converting his normal attack damage into AoE hydro damage that
That's
cannot
so
be overridden.
cool.
After a Shunsuiken attack hits an enemy, Ayato receives the Namisen effect, which increases Shunsuiken attack damage based on his current max HP. The maximum number of Namisen stacks starts at 4. Stacks can be gained via Shinsuiken attacks once per set time period, and disappear when the Takemeguri Kanka state ends. Also, while in the Takemeguri Kanka state, Ayato's resistance to interruption is increased, but he cannot perform charged or plunging attacks.
Oh.
After unlocking the talent Mineo Matoishi Kiyotaki, Ayato receives 2 Namisen stacks immediately after casting his elemental skill. And when the watery illusion explodes, Ayato gains a Namisen effect equivalent to the maximum number of stacks.
Kamisato Art, Suiyu!
When Ayato unleashes his elemental burst, he unveils a garden of purity that silences the cacophony within. While this space exists, bloom water blades rain down continuously, attacking enemies within range and dealing hydro damage. The normal attack damage of characters within this space is also increased.
Oh, nice!
Ripples on water destroy the immaculate face of the moon in its midst, but it regains its composure the moment after they pass. After unlocking the talent Michiyuku Hagetsu, when Ayato is not on the field, if his elemental energy is below a certain threshold, he continuously regains energy.
What?
Kamisato Ayato keeps a low profile and rarely shows his true talents, but when those lured into a false sense of security seek to move against him, he is only too happy to deal with them himself. The Shinsuiken is Ayato's main means of attack. During battle, Ayato coordinates with his teammates to produce hydro-based elemental reactions and take down groups of enemies with a barrage of Shinsuiken strikes to gain the upper hand. When energy is full, Ayato unleashes his elemental burst, unveiling a garden of purity, which increases party members' normal attack damage and sets the stage for further elemental reactions to flush out any final remnants.
That's so cool.
Many years ago, the Yashiro Commission faced upheaval for their transgressions. The Kamisato clan survives today because they found favor in the eyes of a god, but they bear an eternal obligation to be guardians of the divine. If you ask the head of the Kamisato clan what he truly holds sacred, I dare say the will of the gods would not be his answer.
Ooh.
And so, though Kamisato Ayato appears to handle his affairs with consummate ease, when all is said and done, he is simply an ordinary soul caught between the divine and the mundane. If there comes a day when the instruction of the gods conflicts with that which he has sworn to protect, how then will he preserve his delicately maintained stability?
Ooh, very cool.
The Kamisato clan is just one of countless families in Inazuma. Hence, there is nothing exceptional about my work. I do what must be done to ensure peace and stability for my family. At home, I am the clan head, or brother. In public, I am commissioner. But ultimately, I am just a normal person. When work is busy, I don't return home for days at a time. Once the present problems are resolved, there are still future dangers to prevent. This may sound vainglorious, but I do what I do, so that everyone has a home to go back to. Most inconvenient. Time to find shelter.
Hello, my lord.
What a surprise to run into you here, Ayato.
His family.
1 second, I'll go start some tea. Tarumaru, come on, boy. Down you go. Hey, come on. You need to let me stand up.
My goodness, you're in high spirits. Thought you'd have a party without me.
No, actually, we came here to make some plans for your birthday.
My lady.
So that's it. The chance to work and to live life. For the sake of these, people will draw their blade.
Ooh, ominous.
The Kamisato clan's future. The duties of the Yashiro Commission. My brother should not bear these burdens alone.
Ooh.
This belief is what has led me to this duel. Check. When the Tsubaki is in season, I always have the same dream. My mother is with me.
Oh, wow.
And I am at peace.
She looks like Ayato. Or I guess
Maybe
Ayato
somewhere deep down inside
has her looks.
The carefree days of family time have not ended for me.
How beautiful.
But just as flowers wither, I too must awaken from my dream. The Kamisato art of Tachijutsu, still like the morning dew, swift like lightning.
Ooh, animation going off.
Something stirs within me, perhaps the echo of a fond dream. But there it stays, day after day. Pushing me to overcome. And tempering my blade. That was the first time I bested brother in a duel. It was also the moment that the Shirasagi Himegimi was born.
Wow, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh. I didn't even want to speak. I got chills.
It's showtime, Ayaka. The fireworks have started. Everyone's waiting for you. It was your wish to take over this side of things, if I recall.
Sorry, Ayato. We pray to our god. May all our dreams endure forever. Narukami Island, let the festival begin.
Wow. I loved that. Oh, Flea!
It's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Wait, the Mond gang went to
Curious
Inazuma?
about what interesting things
Oh,
you
I
might
can't
see
wait
at
to
the
watch
festival?
these on
A signed first
YouTube.
edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've been here since last night so I could buy a figurine.
My baby!
You do an all-out, no holds barred, anything goes duel.
It fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
Venti was in Inazuma?
We'll need to order more dishes.
Wait, bro.
Greetings.
I'm so
Ayaka
sad I
has mentioned
missed
you on numerous
these.
occasions. Delighted to make your acquaintance. I am head of the Kamisato clan, Kamisato Ayato. Cascade. Mind the deluge. Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Now to start reeling them in.
Wow.
If my suspicions regarding the portal network are correct, then the fact that there is a portal leading here tells us that the Abyss Order has their eyes on this location.
As the heli drills go in, they never emerge again. Everyone's driving themselves crazy worrying about it.
Maybe whatever's going on in the chasm really is connected to the Abyss Order.
Oh boy. I haven't set foot in here. Oh, I did. And then I got scared. And felt very weak.
More than one kind of strange power exists.
So I've avoided
here,
it.
but it's highly likely that even as we speak, the
Oh
Abyss
my
Order
gosh.
is
Oh my
watching
gosh.
every move.
Oh my. What was that? Who was that?
Conversation's over.
Was that Dane?
Brace yourselves.
I'm so scared. I don't want to fight that.
Find a way to stop that thing.
Okay, Kamisato Ayato. He's the current head of the Kamisato clan, the older brother of Ayaka and the Yashihiro commissioner. Resourceful and cunning, Ayato keeps a lower profile than his sister and focuses on government affairs in the commission. Okay, crafty feller. Let's look at the Kamisato clan. The Kamisato clan is an Inazuman clan that serves the Inazuma shogunate, with the current head being Ayato, who is in charge of the Yashihiro Commission, the Shumatsuban, and the Komore Tea House. They reside in the Kamisato estate. History: it is currently unknown when this clan was founded. However, it appears that the clan is highly skilled in martial arts, as all of Ayato and Ayaka's skills appear to be learned from clan techniques. Ayato also appeared skilled enough to defeat another vision bearer in a duel. They are seemingly trained in elemental magic as well as swordsmanship, as Ayaka's alternate sprint is said to be a Kamisato art known as Senho. This implies that the bloodline is tied to elemental magic. Additionally, the title of princess, an unmarried woman from a powerful and noble family, including the imperial house in the Chinese version, given to Ayaka implies that the clan is some sort of high nobility or even royalty. As the eldest son and clan successor, Ayato deals with governmental affairs within the Yashahiro Commission, as well as having absolute control over the Shimatsuban. In contrast, Ayaka watches over the internal and external affairs of the clan. With the nature of Ayaka's duties involving more societal interactions as well as her kindness, she is well loved and fondly nicknamed as the Shirasagi Himegimi. Toma is her attendant and chief retainer of the clan. At some point, while serving in the Yashahiro Commission, a generation of Kamisato members had caused great errors that brought shame to the family name. Ayato and Ayaka's father worked hard to undo the damage, which resulted in his death. Their mother died shortly afterwards. Ayato ended up taking the position of Yashahiro Commissioner per his parents' dying wishes, and to also protect Ayaka from the others who saw the two as expendable burdens. Fortunately, Ayato's cunning allowed him and Ayaka to get through with few problems. Known members. Okay, the Kamisato siblings are present. Past, it seems to be their father and Kamisato Kayo, which is their mother and also a great-grandfather. Staff, okay. And then trivia, a couple furnishings mention them. Okay, let's go ahead and look at their mother. Kamisato Kayo is the deceased mother of Ayato and Ayaka. She died when Ayaka was young, which prompted Ayaka to mature faster and be more involved in the clan's affairs. Kayo's diary and her alias Tsubaki are prominent parts of Ayaka's story quest. I remember that. Profile. While she was alive, Kamisato Kayo took on the alter ego of Tsubaki to dream about what life would be like if she was unburdened by the responsibilities of the Kamisato clan and was simply an ordinary woman. At Tsubaki, she liked pretty kimonos, wished to try food from different places, and yearned to see sights she had never seen before. However, as someone of her position, she could not indulge in these ordinary things, nor could she visit a local INAZUMA festival as she wanted to. Ayaka empathized with her mother upon discovering her alter ego, as she also felt burdened by her responsibilities and was happiest when she could live life like a normal person. Ayaka would later attend a festival to fulfill both her own and her mother's wishes. Okay. We already knew that, but I just thought, just in case there was some extra lore. Okay, let's go ahead and backtrack to Ayato's page and check out his lore. Current head of the Kamisato clan and, accordingly, the Yashahiro Commissioner, he always has a way of attaining his purpose in a well-thought-out manner. However, few people understand what that goal he holds most dear is. Okay. Character stories, character details. As clan head of the Kamisato clan, one of the great clans of the Tri-Commission, Kamisato Ayato is a household name in Inazuma. However, people do not have quite the same clear impression of him as they do of the Shirasagi Himegimi, the elegant and kind Ayaka. Most only know that he is an important figure in the shogunate and the head of a famed noble house. But as for the details, there's little that they can say for sure. Some people say that the Yashahiro Commission's festivals and events are ever meticulous and have been full of consideration for the people. Surely the commissioner's hand is in all such matters. But others say, but there is much to politics that should never see the light of day. And how could he have kept such a lofty position without a few tricks up his sleeve? Ayato himself is unfazed by such comments. Well, I consider myself merely a serious, dutiful public servant who owes his allegiance to the almighty shogun. Character story 1, friendship 2. Kamisato Ayato, as the eldest son of Inazuman nobility, was greatly loved from the moment he was born. Though his parents were too busy to always spend time with him, they took good care of him, and in any case, the young master never lacked for people around to look after his every need. When he was somewhat older, he would, at his father's request, begin a complex and strict training regimen as the family successor. But not all went as well as they might have hoped, and the pressures in the court and at home would weigh heavily on his father's health, resulting in an early passing. The young Ayato was thus thrust into a battle for the survival of the clan's position. In those days, none were impressed by this inexperienced youngster. Ayato went from being an elegant and refined princeling to the poor young master of the Kamisato clan amongst the people, and that greenhorn amongst his political opponents. Time, however, would prove these people wrong. With extraordinary courage and some first-rate tactics, he did not leave the clan to languish. No, indeed. The Kamisato clan's position would grow more stable than ever. The heavy workload, malicious deceptions, and attempts to frame him at every turn he parried away, even turning them to his own advantage. The passage of time has only increased the standing of the Yashihiro Commission's Kamisato clan in the shogunate and with the people. Today, Ayato is a clan head that a great house like the Kamisato clan would be proud of, and a Yashihiro commissioner acknowledged by all. Character Story 2, Friendship 3. The Yashihiro Commission is in charge of ritual matters on Narukami Island, and must also attend to matters of cultural leisure in such a manner that deities and the people alike are pleased, and they do, honoring their commission. But with greater responsibilities come greater amounts of work. Fortunately, his sister Ayaka shares much of the clan's responsibilities, with most of the interactions between the commission and the people falling to her, allowing Ayato to spend most of his time on matters of governance. Dealing with the shogunate officials is no easy matter. People come from different commissions and clans, and their perspectives are very different. Any single task grows harder as the number of people involved grows. Ayato's great strength lies in his ability to handle such matters. The way he sees it, people are driven by interest. Find leverage, and the other side will cooperate. Find some goal that will bring the other party around to your logic, then pacify them with a few choice platitudes for the occasion, and most problems can be resolved. And when dealing with the stubborn, one merely needs to appeal to a higher power to bear. After all, what mortal could gainsay the light of heaven itself, no matter how high their status or arrogant their attitude? Over time, the knowledgeable and decorous Kamisato clan head gained quite the name for himself in the shogunate. This matter seems quite hard to handle. Should we ask the Yashihiro commissioner? So people would often say. However, while Ayato is indeed full of ways and means, he will not simply help at any given moment. Firstly, not every task is related to the Yashihiro Commission. Secondly, it is simply not worth it for the Kamisato clan to get itself involved for the sake of others' petty profit. Mostly, Ayato will simply tag along as a junior figure, teacup in hand, doing little more than smiling. Ah, come now, Sir Nagaoka. We are all loyal servants of the almighty shogun. Nothing more to it. We just need to be open with each other, and I'm sure we can resolve this issue together. Character Story 3, Friendship Level 4. Being limited by his station and work, Ayato does not often appear in public, nor does he have much time for any sort of leisurely walk. However, these obstacles cannot hinder him from learning of new and interesting things. Perhaps in the morning, he might spy one of the Ye publishing house staff poking her head around the place, seemingly here to quote-unquote report for work, in which case he may as well pretend not to notice, all the better to hear what new methods she has for skipping work, and then accidentally let slip his newfound knowledge to Guji Ye. In a meeting with those old fogies at Tenshukaku, there is no need to speak too quickly. After all, watching grown people argue till they are red in the face over petty issues is quite amusing. While walking through the streets, he might suddenly consider a certain unique snack stand. Going up to the owner, he'd ask if they are selling anything new, how business is going, buy a drink or two to try, and if he finds it interesting, he'll buy a few back for the rest of the household. Lately, he also lent some encouragement to the young Oni who frequents Hanimizaka due to the latter's bug-fighting troubles, out of the goodness of his heart, of course. He also discovered that this Crimson Oni did not know what the name Ayato signified, which was fine, of course. No need to explain such things. On the way home, he might pass Shinju Forest and see passers-by having tricks played on them by the Bake Danuki, in which case he will point the illusion out. If the Bake Danuki should hone their changing skills further on his account, why, they should thank him for the inspiration. And of course, even one so talented as Toma might sometimes struggle to think of what to make for dinner. Such occasions are perfect for a hot pot game. After all, Ayaka always puts the most unexpected things into the pot, and how proud he is of his sister for that. Yes, these things are indeed the spice of the Yashahiro Commissioner's life. Character Story 4, Friendship Level 5. Between the butler and the housekeeper, the Kamisato estate is always spick and span, inside and out, except for one location. Kamisato Ayato's table is always a terrible mess after he uses it. Books are strewn about, open and even dumped face down on the table, while documents of uneven size are stacked haphazardly. The ink on the inkstone is never really properly kept, and one might even sometimes find chess pieces or cards under the table. Each time the clan head gets off work, the servants always need some time to clean his study up. In the process, they discover that assorted notes are often clipped between these pages. Upon closer inspection, they are written in different hands, and their content also varies. Clan head, the servants have sent a new batch of flowers. I have placed them in a flower vase in a corner of the table. Please take care not to knock it over again. Clan head, a shrine maiden from the Grand Narukami Shrine, came over today, saying that Lady Guji wishes to see you. It seems important as it involves the requisitioning of land in Rito. She invites you to the shrine to discuss the details. Lord Commissioner, the miHoYo flowers have not withered. The branches grow yet. Do not worry. Dear brother, I learned a new recipe while attending festivities with the traveler. Considering that she is from another land, do you think that I might need to make some changes to said recipe? Clan head, the servants have been reluctant to tell you this, so allow this old lady to say it. If you wish to eat something, please leave it to our housekeeper. Also, please refrain from using the ingredients in the kitchen. How could we make you cook for yourself, after all? Ayato's work often sees him leaving home early and returning late. As such, the people of the Kamisato estate will communicate with him through these means. This was a method that Ayato came up with himself, and this is how the Kamisato household is run, via these small notes. Unfortunately, their use has seen the clan head's already messy table become messier still. Oh well, just a small sacrifice, nothing worth writing home about. Character Story 5, Friendship Level 6. In INAZUMA, people will sometimes pray to deities by offering certain kinds of cypress leaves, but as such rituals lack scale, they are often forgotten amidst the many, both large and small, that are conducted throughout the land. Though some time has passed, Ayato still remembers his mother mentioning that though these cypresses are evergreen, their leaves are not needle-like. Instead, they have large, crisp leaves that will not wither and fall even when new ones grow. As such, it is associated with the concept of prosperity and was often used in ancient times as ritual plating for food offerings. Today, people no longer use leaves as mats upon which to spread food, but the habit of offering cypress leaves persists nonetheless. Perhaps it was just a hobby of hers, or perhaps she was just well-read in general, but whatever the case, his mother always had a great deal to say about festival affairs. Perhaps the Kamisato clan of the Yashahiro Commission were born to protect the deities. In his younger years, Ayato had not fully agreed with this statement. He believed that the Kamisato clan was the Kamisato clan, and that it belonged to the family's members. That was the reason for its existence, and any service to the gods was a job, a matter of circumstance. But such presumptuous words could never be said out loud, and in any case, Ayato could not bear to interrupt his mother when she looked so excited. No matter how long she would go on, Ayato would always sit in front of her and listen in silence, even if his legs might fall asleep in the process. With the passing of years, Ayato's days would be taken up by swordsmanship and books. The one giving the lessons was now his father, and the lesson content would turn from ritual affairs to matters that the clan's successors should be concerned with. His duty to the clan would be something that would occupy yet more space in Ayato's life. Nor was the Raiden Shogun just a mere symbol as she was in his childhood. Now she was the Ogosho, the mighty defender of Inazuma's eternal peace. The Kamisato clan stands today because of Narukami's mercy. As such, the clan must defend the road to eternity and follow the shogun eternally. This was our agreement, and it is the unchanging rule of our clan. Remember this well. As for the specifics of what happened, Ayato had already gleaned some of them from reading their ancestral teachings. It was the Kamisato elders' failings that had resulted in the nationally important Raiden Kaden, to suffer great loss. If not for Guji-Ye's intervention on their behalf, causing the shogun to show them mercy, the Kamisato clan may have joined others in falling from grace and ceasing to exist. This was the grace of Her Excellency, and at the same time, it was a warning from her servant. As such, Ayato never snubbed his father's teachings. Though he still believed in protecting his clan above all else, he also understood that Inazuma was sustained by the Electro Archon's protection. Only peace in Inazuma could guarantee the longevity and prosperity of the clan. No matter how things might change in Inazuma, the Kamisato clan alone would never betray the almighty Narukami. Even if his heart said differently, he could only bury it deep beneath well-maintained appearances. Just as his mother said back then, the divinely protected cypress will sprout new leaves from ancient branches. So too can the camellia in the courtyard remain fragrant even in the most bitter winter. That's interesting. Yumemiru pen case. Friendship level 4. Even Kamisato Ayato himself could not have expected that calligraphy practice, which he had found most boring in his youth, would eventually become a favored pastime of his. He had slogged through much penmanship practice to better play the part of the Kamisato clan's eldest son. But nowadays, he transcribes a few poems from time to time to clear his mind and think in silence. Of course, this also lets him seem like he is busy with official business, even while idle, all the better to avoid seeing some people and doing certain things. With times passing, it became agreed among the servants waiting on him that he not only liked to play chess, but was also fond of calligraphy. Such talk would spread widely via word of mouth. As such, Ayato often receives excellent brushes as gifts during festivals or birthdays. Some of the more speculative have even bought him exquisite and expensive quill pens from overseas. Ayato has never attempted to clarify this matter, but instead had a lovely wooden case made in which he stores such stationery. He has always been interested in all things new, and trying out these new pens is indeed fun. Moreover, these gifts often say much about the person who sent them. Such information thus becomes one of the means by which Ayato can get a handle on them. That said, though he claims to have bought this case to store stationery, there are 3 pens that Ayato has never replaced inside it. One of them, slim and well crafted, is placed on his desk. It shows some signs of wear and tear, but it writes well and is used for writing petitions. The second is stored in a drawer at the bottom, its fine tip having seen much loving use in the past when Ayato was practicing calligraphy. Its beginner-friendly nature also saw it borrowed quite often by Toma and Ayaka back in the day. As for the third, it is stored deep within a wooden cabinet used to store antiques, sealed within a silk bag. Excellent of make and design, it was presented to him by his mother during his adulthood ceremony. Vision, friendship level 6. One night, many years ago, Ayato's gravely ill father summoned him into his presence. That night, his father seemed a little different from the illness-weathered figure he had become. His expression was solemn, and yet the concern in his eyes was all too clear. Forcing himself to stay alert, he asked Ayato, was his training done yet? Had he eaten enough for dinner? How was his swordsmanship progressing? As Ayato replied, his father nodded with a smile, seemingly satisfied. Yet his expression would quickly darken, as if there was something he wanted to, but could not say. After much hesitation, and under his wife's melancholic gaze, his father would finally speak, his voice heavy. Ayato, remember, no matter what happens to the Kamisato clan in the future, you are our eldest son, Ayaka's elder brother, a successor the Kamisato clan is proud to have. After reminding his father to rest well, Ayato would take leave of his parents and return to his bedroom. The moment he opened the door, he saw the shining vision lying on his desk. Ayato had heard since he was young that visions are signs of the gods' favor, born of human wishes. Since his youth, he had longed to become the family's pillar, not for any great work, but to ensure that the clan would prosper and to protect them. That this vision should appear now meant that, perhaps, the time had come for him to take up this burden. So thinking, Ayato did not call for the servants to light the lamps. Instead, he merely sat down beside the table. Many things flowed through his mind then like a tide. His father was gravely ill, and his mother was also unwell. The clan was leaderless, and its competitors eyed its position and power hungrily, as they had for some time now. His sister was still young, and he had to ensure that she grew up safely. The shogunate courts were like a sea full of hidden reefs. One had to tread most carefully there. They could not let go of the Shimatsuban, command over which had passed down through the family for generations. As for the servants, some few might still be trusted should the Kamisato clan's strength wane. And as for Toma, who had come from a different land, though he was a friend and useful ally both, would he consider other options should the Kamisato clan truly fall? These scattered thoughts would gradually straighten themselves out in Ayato's mind, and at the center was his still unchanged conviction. He would use any means at his disposal to secure the safety of his family and its future. Obstacles to that goal would be cleared away no matter the cost. That night, the vision was the only light that accompanied him. And when the first light of the next dawn alighted upon the desk, the young heir was already prepared to face the world. Wow. Description: the camellia alights upon the mirrored pond, sending ripples throughout the water. Wow, what a lovely description for his name card. And then his constellation meaning is Guardian Cypress. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to what people have to say about Ayato.
I only wish I could have met Ayato sooner. He really taught me something. You can kindle the warrior spirit even in the weakest of bugs. Yep, I really took that one to heart. If it weren't for those words of wisdom, I'm pretty sure I would have given up beetle fighting after losing for the 780th time. Yeah, I guess sometimes it takes a warrior to understand a warrior. When we're playing trading card games or battling beetles, we're always totally on the same wavelength.
I love that he's like, Ayato's secretly a nerd. Playing beetle fights and card games.
As the head of the Kamisato clan, brother always has a full schedule of places he needs to be. I do try my best to share his load, but there is no changing the pressure he is subjected to all year round, and the toll it takes upon him. If you see him, remind him to take care of himself for his sister's sake.
Aw, that was sweet.
Kamisato. One of the most distinguished clans in all of Inazuma. Despite Ayato's trickery in regard to the Tri-Commission's affairs, he is nevertheless a loyal subject. His past misdeeds shall be excused.
Okay.
Sometimes, when I'm taking a rest up in a tree, I overhear the Shrine Maidens talking about him. Sounds like he's pretty important and super busy most of the time. I don't get it though. It's only work, or whatever. So why doesn't he just not do it?
Okay. Interesting.
As the head of the Kamisato clan, he's in a tough position. With all the political upheaval, he has to contend with public disquiet on one hand, and a bunch of self-serving degenerate public officials on the other. It's best not to dwell on it. All I can do is make sure to look out for him when he's at home.
Well, that's cute. Toma's a real one.
The Yashiro rascal. He's always been an unpredictable one, even as a child. Don't be taken in by his warm smile. There's no knowing what devious scheme might be brewing inside his head. It's really quite maddening. What do you mean, sly as a fox? If you're trying to insinuate that he and I are anything alike, you are sorely mistaken.
You met your match, huh? Yay. All right, trivia. He speaks for a brief moment in Arataki Ito's character teaser, being referred to by Toma as my lord. The pattern on Ayato's coattails are camellias. Camellias are also heavily featured in his elemental burst animations. Ayato shares his Chinese and Japanese voice actors with Auto Apocalypse from the Honkai series. Oh, interesting. His Chinese voice actor has also voiced Artem Wing from Tears of Themis as his simplified Chinese voice actor. Ayato's character demo appears to take place during omnipresence over mortals, indicated by the fireworks, Sayu hiding behind some bushes near Tenchukaku, as well as the mention of a resistance platoon. Fireworks were used as a distraction in order for Sayu to sneak into Tenshukaku to steal documents of collaboration between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. I remember this. The Watatsumi resistance arrived at Tenshukaku right after the Traveler and Paimon exited. Oh, so this is, okay, some people were saying, because I remember when I actually was talking about how the resistance showed up so quickly during the story quest video at the end, I was really confused how they just happened to be there. But people were saying in the comments like, oh, when you get to Ayato's stuff and if you watch his demo, like it'll explain. And now I understand. The Watatsumi resistance arrived. Okay, so he must have helped them get there, which is very interesting. I really like, I'll talk about it more obviously in the character log, but I really love the Ayato's, like, he's loyal to the shogun, but ultimately his goals aren't to like blindly serve her. It's his goals really are the well-being of his family. I think that's really interesting. But anyway, Ayato is known by the following aliases and or titles: Lord Commissioner, okay, during the Almighty Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival, Ayato signs a message with the name TCG Buddy Ayato. That's really cute. Etymology. Kamisato in Japanese means God's village, while Ayato in Japanese means mature man. Okay. Kamisato can also be more broadly translated to mean God's origin, which is similar to the word Genshin. Oh, meaning original God or origins of God. That's really interesting. Okay, Ayato's constellation represents either a cypress or a type of oak. This ambiguity comes from the Chinese character, or this Chinese character, which represents a cypress in Chinese but refers to a specific type of oak tree in Japanese. In both cases, these trees are regarded as sacred trees in Shinto that symbolize eternity, which is INAZUMA's ideal. It may refer to the Hinoki trees in Japan, a type of cypress there known for its strength and resistance. Because of its durability, it is often used as wood materials for Shinto shrines. A scholar says the language of flowers associated with Hinoki in the Japanese culture is immortality and undying. Ayato's constellation in the original Chinese version means Divine Guardian Cypress Constellation. Similarly, it is translated as Cypressus Costus in the English localization, which is Latin for guardian cypress. Alternatively, it may refer to the Kashiwa oak tree, sometimes known as the daimyo oak in English. Being a large evergreen tree, it is often used as a symbol of longevity, from the family crests of priests and samurai to the traditional confectionery Kashiwa mochi. Due to the aforementioned difference in meaning of this character, while the Japanese localization uses the same characters as the Chinese version, instead it means Divine Guardian Kashiwa Constellation in Japanese. Furthermore, the Japanese version of his title, Pillar of Fortitude, roughly translates to Hamori of Adamantine Ritual. Hamori, or leaf guardian, is the name of the god of leaves in Shinto, who is said to reside in Kashiwa oak trees. Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to his voice lines now, see what he's about.
Greetings. Ayaka has mentioned you on numerous occasions. Alas, my schedule has been rather busier than anticipated recently, which belated our first meeting until today. Kamisato Ayato, head of the Kamisato clan. Delighted to make your acquaintance.
Very formal.
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was. Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
Okay.
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. Let's take shelter for the time being. Don't worry. One of my people will be here with umbrellas momentarily.
Oh my gosh.
Ayaka was always scared of thunder as a child. Until one day, Mother told her that the sound of thunder is the voice of the almighty Shogun. After that, she would start focusing intensely every time she heard the sound of thunder, as if by concentrating hard enough, she'd be able to hear exactly what Her Excellency was saying. This view reminds me of another time it snowed. That was a long time ago.
Oh, what's that about? That's mysterious.
Opportunities to bask in the sunlight like this are few and far between. Sometimes what appears at first to be nothing but a passing breeze can ultimately be that which alters the course of events.
He's always laughing. There's always a sly little smirk.
Most people hunker down against a strong headwind. Only a few know how to utilize it to their advantage. Good morning. A little sword practice while the day is young is good for the body and mind. I tend to avoid having anything scheduled during these hours. What do you say? Fancy crossing blades with me? If there's anything in particular you'd like for lunch, just let one of my staff know in advance. As my honored guest, I'm sure they will do their utmost to accommodate you.
Oh my goodness.
Given the hour of your call, perhaps you might stay for dinner. Ready to retire for the night, are we? Yes. Go on then, you are excused. I'm not tired yet, so... Oh, it's you. I have a few things to attend to. You should go and get some sleep.
What was that?
Everything comes at a cost. And if you aspire to things that most could never dream of, then, naturally, there will be an unimaginable price to pay.
Oh, Lord. Don't we know that?
I'm no stickler for doing things in a certain way. Whatever method you use, the important thing is that it delivers acceptable results. I heard about the little job you pulled at the Tenryou Commission. Most entertaining. It takes a special kind of person to get old man Kujo riled up enough to start tearing his hair out. Oh, to have been a fly on the wall. Trusting another person isn't easy, especially for someone of high status. Place your trust in the wrong person, and it can quite literally cost you your life. But you have placed your trust in me, and of course, I will not let you down.
Oh, that's honorable.
A vision is an eminently useful tool, so it only makes sense to put it to good use. Also, I like to think it's happiest in my possession because it has the chance to shine away in all its glory. If you throw fallen flowers onto the stove, the searing heat infuses them with one final spark of vitality. And for a brief moment, they radiate a more glorious glow than the flames themselves. It was a short life they lived, but it was by no means a wasted one.
That's real sus.
When it comes to pets... yes, I'm definitely more of a dog person myself.
Dogs, huh?
Cats are very independent, which has its merits, but you'll only find obedience in dogs. They'll do whatever you tell them to. What can I say? I suppose I find loyalty to be quite an attractive quality.
Okay then. I'm going to take that as innocently as possible.
I am confident in Ayaka's abilities, but I want her to be able to hold on to her innocence. She shouldn't have to get personally involved in power struggles, or confront the darker side of life head-on. As her older brother, it's my job to shield her from all of that. Just between the two of us, of course. Sorry, that got a little more private, a little more quickly than I'd intended.
I like that he's opening up. That's nice.
There is no doubt in my mind about Toma's loyalty to the Kamisato clan. A long time ago, partly to see where he stood, I advised him that he would be better off leaving if he didn't want to get drawn into the never-ending disputes that plague public life. Still, he chose to stay. And in all the time he's been with us, he's spared me much worry. There are very few people I trust completely these days, but Toma is one of them.
Coming from Ayato, that's pretty profound. That is pretty profound.
She looks awfully idle the majority of the time, and yet when it counts, she always rises to the occasion and provides indispensable assistance. Of course, you'd know far more about that than me, wouldn't you?
Borrowed his ninja, his raccoon ninja, for the INAZUMA quest.
Ah, the fireworks store owner. Yes, a most spirited young lady. The Kamisato clan is on rather close terms with her. She is around the same age as Ayaka, and the two get along very well. I trust her direct and outspoken disposition won't lead Ayaka astray. Ayaka has always been staunchly true to herself, ever since she was a young child.
I like that his opinions about people are formed, like, through the lens of his sister. Like, that's all he cares about is his sister. It's sweet.
The cost of pursuing eternity has been great for the almighty Shogun. And for all of Inazuma. These wounds will take time to heal, and as someone with a mediating role to play in the political process, I will be sure to fulfill that which is required of me.
His relationship with the Shogun's really interesting, because it's not what I expected.
Lady Guji has been kind to us in the Kamisato clan, but she has never quite taken to me personally. I trust you'll have heard the way she refers to me, the Yashiro rascal, and other such flattering monikers. We run into each other semi-regularly, given the overlap in our work, and despite whatever private thoughts we each may have, our working relationship is quite a harmonious one. I have no great objection to this state of affairs. Working with intelligent people always makes things highly efficient. In any case, however objectionable she might find me, she would be forced to admit that without me, she would have no one to help execute her weird and wonderful ideas.
Birds of a feather, those two.
Old man Kujo capitalized on a golden opportunity to create a most formidable weapon indeed. The only flaw in his plan being he is no longer able to wield the weapon of his creation.
Interesting perspective, my guy. Interesting perspective.
Once upon a time, the Kaidahara clan was a subordinate branch of the Kamisato clan. My forebears may have failed to save his family from decline, but even today I have a duty to support him. Now, naturally there is nothing I can do to restore his clan's former fortunes. But as for helping him avoid arrest by the Tenryou Commission, that is well within my capabilities.
This honor that he has that allows him to rebel is what's so interesting about him to me.
Now he's an interesting case. Pitting docile Onikabuto against each other in battle. That's a first. I was only speaking in polite platitudes when I gave him that little pep talk, but to my surprise he started calling me bro. To this day, he calls me my bro Ayato, without the faintest idea of my true identity. It's quite alright by me, though. I have nothing against his, unique character.
I think it's interesting how relaxed, or at least like more himself, Ayato seems to feel like he can be when he's around someone like Ito, where there's like no expectations for decorum and like Ito doesn't even know who he is. I think it's interesting how Ayato plays into it, but not like in a mean way.
I have heard a thing or two about how Her Eminence, the Tien Chuan, operates. On the subject, I also happen to have a limited edition copy of Liyue Millennial, if you're interested. What do you say? Shall I have someone fetch it so we can play a game?
Okay, not much of an opinion, but he acknowledges her existence.
You want to know about me? Things aren't always a case of the more you know, the better. Plenty of proverbs to corroborate that, as I'm sure you're aware. Maybe we'll have the chance to talk more next time.
Okay, so he's like, I'm not telling you nothing with no friendship.
Strange tastes,
no
you
friendship
say?
level.
You seem to misunderstand me. Let me be quite clear. Most of the time, I simply enjoy watching people's facial contortions when they're put in an awkward position. Watching them squirm, you might say. Is that so strange? I would have thought you tease your little friend here on a regular basis for precisely that purpose. No.
What a little shit. What a sussy baka.
The Tri-Commission may appear calm and well-run, but I can assure you it is quite tumultuous beneath the placid surface. There is no pleasure to be had in mixing with the powers that be. I shall spare you the details. Just know that I have never done anything to dishonor the Kamisato clan. Neither in the past when I was working to bring stability to our clan, nor here in the present where I am working for the sake of all of Inazuma.
Interesting. Interesting.
You want to know about the Shumatsuban? I suppose there's no harm in divulging a detail or two to you. It's a secret unit that reports directly to the head of the Kamisato clan. Accordingly, after my father passed, it came to me. There are certain situations I cannot directly involve myself in, and in these cases, being able to rely on the Shumatsuban is often instrumental in achieving a resolution. Most of its members are orphans whom we take and raise from a young age. This way, loyalty is guaranteed to the greatest extent possible, and we are spared a great deal of worry.
You know what? We never actually read up on this. The Shumatsuban is a secret Inazuman organization. Okay, Sayu's described as resident ninja. Their headquarters is a ninja village. I wish we could have seen that. Okay, the Shumatsuban works to keep Inazuma safe. Their duties appear to revolve around espionage and require them to utilize a wide range of skills, including combat. They are led by the head of the Kamisato clan. Okay, Shumatsuban members report directly to Ayato. Wow, but they may answer to others in exceptional circumstances. Members receive a monthly salary. Sayu's salary for 1 month is 200,000 mora. Membership. Most of the Shumatsuban are orphans who were taken in and raised by the organization starting at a young age. Wow. As a result, Shumatsuban members are highly loyal. miHoYo is one such member, and Sayu may be another. The identities of most Shumatsuban members are highly classified and kept secret from the vast majority of people, to the point that even those who die while carrying out top secret missions are not publicly commemorated. My god. Okay, so these are the members. Wow. That's pretty intense, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that they're taken in as orphans, and I don't know, that's obviously Ayato's, you know, using them for good, but that's easily something that could be turned into a dark story. Collecting orphans off the street so they're highly loyal to this organization and they're trained from a young age to perform very nefarious acts of violence. I don't know, that can be a little ooh, you know what I mean? But still very interesting. Okay.
Do I have other tricks up my sleeve beyond the Shumatsuban? Well, naturally, if even the cunning bunny burrows thrice, then what of the cunning human? But anyway, I've shared enough of my secrets. I think it's time I heard your story. Oh, and you can spare the part about traveling in Teyvat. Tell me about before that.
Ooh, he's like, all right, you want some? I'm gonna have to get some too. You want some information? Give me some information.
Hobbies. I had one or two as a child, but these days most of my time is taken up by my official duties, so they don't count. Some people treat work as a hobby, you say? Oh, goodness me, how very exceptional.
You know what his hobby is? Feeding Toma weird food.
Whenever something's troubling me, it must be dealt with, swiftly and comprehensively. And whenever someone is troubling me...
Oh my god, Ayato! See, there's the dark twist I was talking about.
Variety is the spice of life. In that sense, The milk tea medley they started serving over in Hanamizaka recently isn't half bad. You should try it sometime. Other than that, I don't have any particular preferences when it comes to the food I eat on a daily basis. I have dedicated staff to arrange my daily meal plan, and whatever they serve, I eat.
I'm pretty sure that's the most privileged thing I've ever heard a Genshin character say.
You couldn't perchance tell me your own tastes, could you? Ah, I see. Okay, I've made a note of that. Now I know what to say the next time I get asked about it.
Okay.
It looks like I mixed up my salt and my sugar. Savory Mizumanju. Yes, this can work. I'll give them to Toma.
Oh no, leave Toma alone. Poor Toma.
Very novel indeed. It meets my requirements perfectly. I see. So, this is your take on this dish. Oh, here's a suggestion. Try using this dish in the hot pot game next time you play.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday. Now, how would you like to be Yashiro Commissioner for a day? All the work has been handled already, so you can focus on simply enjoying the feeling of having an enormous amount of executive power at your fingertips. Don't worry, the retainers won't dare question it. I'll be with you the entire time.
Oh my goodness, he's ready to spoil us, huh?
Did I just grow more competent? Goodness, how marvelous.
Goodness, how marvelous.
At the end of the day, power is only a source of comfort when it is concentrated in one's own hands.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure certain people are starting to grow rather nervous right about now. I've had very few chances to kick back and put my feet up since taking over leadership of the clan. But things have felt curiously different since having you around. Yes. It feels rather like basking in the sun.
Oh, that's sweet, especially since earlier he said that he rarely gets to do things like that. How nice.
Be still. Cascade. Mind the deluge. The depths beckon. Kamisato art. Suiyu. All yours, should you have any use for them.
Okay, the shade is unnecessary.
Oh, so, you collect these?
Ayato! We're poor!
Yes. Very nice.
Stop! Shut the fuck up.
This is getting interesting. Alright, time to get serious. One of us has to go. Time to withdraw. Pace yourself before you erase yourself.
That's the nerdiest line I've ever heard. Pace yourself before you erase yourself. I can't imagine him saying that. I guess he is kind of a closet nerd, right?
But the plan was watertight. I'm feeling a little washed out. Such is life. That's far enough. I may have overestimated myself. What's that? Join you for a walk? Why not? Very well. I shall put my official duties to one side for the moment. Well, this ought to be entertaining.
Okay, I think we've heard all there is to hear about that. I can't speak the English language for some reason now. Let's go ahead and read his okay, yeah, no extra outfits. Let's read, or I guess listen to his companion dialogue in the teapot and see what that's all about.
Hello. Good timing. I have a job that needs doing, and you are the only one who can do it. Just wanted to see how you'd react.
You little shit.
Most definitely. I have seen furnishings like these plenty of times before, though I don't believe I've seen them arranged in this particular fashion.
Okay, the shade has to
clearly
stop.
Inspired and thoroughly distinctive. Simply marvelous.
There it is, simply
In fact,
marvelous.
I'm inclined to have the Yashiro Commission headquarters remodeled in this style. Would you object to overseeing the project and making sure everything
What a
is
little
to the
shit,
right
Ayato.
specifications?
You're probably joking.
What gave it away? My acting skills appear to have deteriorated.
What a dick.
Why the pained expression? Well, if it's really that much trouble, I won't force it. In any case, this place is refreshingly different. You may find me visiting you here quite often.
Okay, this is friendship level 4.
If you wish to chat, then by all means, let's chat. What's on your mind? I had thought you'd be inquiring about more personal matters. You don't need to worry about me being overworked. Case in point, I still have the energy to chat with you here. People tend to find work draining if they haven't yet discovered what they are trying to protect.
Oh, shit.
I, at least, don't have this problem.
Okay. Acknowledging that.
Oh, you mean my workload? Yes, it's rather enormous. But there's nothing that can be done about that.
True.
All I can do is try to work through each item as intelligently as possible. I am flattered beyond belief to receive your praise and concern for my well-being. But you needn't worry. At present, there is no one more suitable than I to be in the position of Yashiro Commissioner.
He's like confident, but not an ass.
Life?
You know? Well,
Once
I mean,
work is accounted for,
egotistical
precious
ass.
little time
He's
remains
a
to
little bit
allocate
of
to
an
my
ass.
personal life. If this is something that concerns you, I see a simple solution. You can be my valet.
Oh.
My diet and other day-to-day needs will be your responsibility.
Okay.
Oh, as far as diet is concerned, I'm not a picky eater. And as for everything else... No, actually I don't think I have any peculiar habits that you need to be aware of. Though if you ever discover anything that tastes new and different, bring some back for me too.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, why not? Worth a try. Precisely. I'm looking forward to it already.
Him and his milk tea.
Indeed, I am. It's entirely up to you. Take your time and give it some thought. Consider it an ongoing discussion.
Okay. This is friendship level 7 now.
Have you ever taken a dog for a walk? Yes, where you stroll together with a canine companion. Dogs are instinctually loyal, but no matter how well behaved a dog might be, it gets unhappy if it's cooped up in the same place for too long. Bringing it outdoors and watching it run free and enjoy itself is a splendid way to relax. It puts you in a good mood.
Okay.
Don't you want to try?
I have. I love dogs.
Don't worry. My staff will be sure to pick out a sufficiently docile dog for you. Failing that... well, there's always Tarumaru.
The bar dog?
Raring to go, I see. All right then. If you have any reservations starting out, we can treat this as a practice area.
A practice area
Once
to
you've reached
walk
the
a
point
dog?
where you're able to
Ayato.
enjoy it, we can head out onto the streets, drinking some milk tea and walking the dogs. I wouldn't be surprised if it causes some commotion.
That's the most domestic thing I've ever heard.
Not that I mind, of course.
That's so cute. That's so domestic.
Morning. Shall we have breakfast together? I'll have my staff prepare
Your
something.
staff.
Good night. Relax and sleep well. Nobody would dare disturb you.
Oh, shit. Okay, dang. Nobody would dare disturb you. That sounded very overprotective. My goodness.
This is a truly exceptional design. The architectural style borrows from the Tri-Commission mansions, and the general arrangement is very aesthetically pleasing. The familiar environment makes me feel right at home, and good company only adds to the exquisiteness of the occasion. Truly delightful.
Yeah, that was the first of special dialogue for the set.
This reminds me of when Ayaka was young, and we would visit the festival together. It's immaculate. Even I, as Yashiro Commissioner, cannot find any fault with the way you have designed this place. Since it's just the two of us here, shall we take a stroll together?
Aww, Ayato. Okay, so I don't know if there's very many, like, theories within the overarching lore regarding Ayato. So this isn't going to be like a crazy long section or anything like that, but I do think it's interesting how in his, you know, character stories and the lore about his clan, and just how he's presented in the story, like his clothes and how he's treated and how he talks about his responsibility to uphold stability, it's giving like very princely, you know, like he's the kind of like how Diluc is considered the uncrowned king of Mondstadt. There's no actual king, but he's still kind of treated as one. It feels like Ayato's kind of like that for Inazuma. There's no actual, like, the shogun, right, is like the head of state. And then the tri-commissions all kind of are supposed to have all the same amounts of power. But Ayato really feels like he has, I don't know. He feels slightly above the other commissions and the power that they possess. Just the way he talks, the kind of reverence everybody has when they, like, not just other commissions talking to him, but like NPCs, like just people in the world seem to have this reverence for him when he's around. And I don't know if it's just because simply of the way he handles situations, but he seems, I don't know, there just seems to be this very princely air in his design and how he's portrayed in the script and the writing, and I don't know, I think it's really cool. I wasn't expecting it to that degree. Like, I was like, oh, her brother is probably someone like really important who has a lot of political power, but Ayato really seems to have a very noble twist on like checks and balances, tri-commission kind of a situation. He feels very regal, and I don't know if that's rooted in, it said his family, it was like a long line of people in his family who had elemental abilities, so, you know, it's kind of like in their, I don't know, bloodline? I don't think that's how visions work, because like technically anyone can get a vision, but maybe because it's so ingrained in like responsibility and ideals and principles of maintaining order or executing political stuff is like so ingrained in their family, and it's been a responsibility passed down through generations that people who naturally are in a social status or have a social status that allows them or gives them responsibility over other people, naturally those people, more people in that bloodline would be predestined to kind of have more ambition, or at least maintain ambition within themselves and others. So it makes sense that people in power would be more likely to gain visions, which is why, like, within their family line, not only are visions something that they seem to maybe expect from their offspring or their kids, but it's like part of their like clan art form. Like, it's not just basic swordsmanship. They're like, it said in the lore that Ayaka's ice sprint is like a clan art. Like, that's something their clans and their clan and their ancestors created. So to me, it sounds like the elements are a huge part of the Kamisato bloodline, which is very interesting and has a lot of potential for cool stories about ancestors, and it just gives a lot of weight to Ayato's current position, I think, and it aids in this burden Ayato has to bear, right? And his expectations. And of course, that's doubled by the fact that recently within his family line, people let down their clan, so he's having to make up for that, and they lost their parents, so he's having to just carry a lot. And I think that aspect of his character was well built. Lots of expectations, there's lots of pressure. I think that was adequately built up. But let's go ahead and jump into the character log so I can talk about my personal thoughts on Ayato in general. I really like how the core of him seems to be not about the shogun, not even about power itself, but he wants to protect his family. And in his mind, the best way to do that is to take things all the way to the top. Like, he's like, you know what? In order for my family to be safe, I gotta have a stable Inazuma. Okay, how do I have a stable Inazuma? Okay, we gotta have all proper checks and balances with the Tri-Commission. And how do we maintain that? By having the shogun be chill with everything that's going on, so she doesn't start something or cause any more unstable things. Unstable things. We gotta make sure that we're catering to her. So it's cool that as someone who has as much political influence and power as he does, it's not the power itself that drives him. It's this genuine desire to protect his family. And that's deeply tied to his trauma as a kid and everything he had to go through. We got a glimpse of that in the story quest itself. We also read about that, how he had to literally scratch, crawl, tooth and nail to get his family the security it has today, or the way we see them today. And that everything is fair game, is I think what I'm trying to say for him when it comes to the security of his family. He will cross, at least in my opinion, it seems he will cross any line he needs to if it's going to guarantee the security and safety of his family. And of course, to keep his family safe, Inazuma has to be safe. And so he goes about every day making sure that Inazuma is as stable as possible. And that's a very unique stance. We haven't really seen a character take that kind of stance yet. The only other political powers we've encountered, like Ningguang, who's more openly in control of Liyue than Ayato is, because, the shogun is ultimately the head of state. Ayato is under her, right? But Ningguang is ambitious and she's not afraid to show it. Like, power is something she cultivates. It's something she wants, and everyone knows that. And that's not bad. It's just that's her stance on being a leader. And Ayato is a leader by disregarding power, but only using it when it's necessary, or like when he needs to bring the hammer down, he's gonna do it because that's his job, first of all, and second of all, it's in service of the deeper ideal, the secret ideal. He's like, this is ultimately to protect my family. And I really like that. It's, for some reason, I trust him more. Like his thoughts on the shogun, and like, he respects her, right? And he believes that Inazuma needs her, but he's not doing all he does for her. It's in service of his family. And that, I don't know, I like that about him. I like that he's not putting his faith in an Archon, in the strength of the Archons, because that has, in the Inazuma quest itself, was proven to be the fatal flaw that the Fatui were able to utilize, right? The Kujo leader, his whole, the way the Fatui found an in with him was because he had so much faith in the shogun, and that she could strike down the Fatui if she needs to, that he allowed the Fatui to like not only mess with him and his people, but torture Inazuma due to A's absence. So the fact that Ayato's the opposite of that, and that he's like, I am not following her blindly, and I never will. And his internal struggles as a kid, when he was learning to be, all the skills he needs, and he utilizes today as the commissioner when his father was teaching him, and Ayato's kind of internal struggle of thinking that like, oh, like why do we need to serve her? And like, he had this like kind of these rebellious ideas of, they called it presumptuous, I think, in the written lore on the wiki page, of like, well, we don't need to still, like, why are we putting our effort into serving her? And I think Ayato grew out of that, kind of naive way of looking at things, and grew into this very strong core ideal of, well, in order to serve my family, in order to protect my family, I need to make sure that Inazuma is stable, and by doing that, that's serving the shogun. So I think you found a really interesting place to settle mentally with those thoughts. And I don't know, I think it says a great deal about him. I like that he doesn't blindly throw his lot in with, beings of power. I think that's the lesson every nation is teaching the traveler, is that blind faith in the archons is not smart. And all those who do have blind faith in their respective archons suffer for it, ultimately. Not because the archons are all evil, but you know what I'm saying. So I like that Ayato's he's kind of parsed out, I'm not gonna trust in her ability. I'm gonna have to make it alongside her. He's not like shaming her or anything, but he's like, I will take things into my own hands. That's the only way to ensure that my family is as safe as I want them, is to make sure I make it that way. And he does it in a way that's not like, he's not commandeering, he's not domineering, he's not an asshole about it. He's very, well, I think they're trying to portray that he goes about it in a very crafty way, I do have to say, speaking of crafty, the way in which they handled some of the dialogue between Ayato and the clan guy, I think his name started with an M, but you know who I'm talking about, felt a little weak to me. And so far, like, the writing is usually pretty good, but I don't know, I felt like I get what they were trying to display with Ayato's character. They were trying to show Ayato in his, in his strength, right? What is he best at? And they wanted to show us that. But I felt like, I don't know, I feel like they could have showed it in a slightly better way. I think there was, the build-up is there, the foundation for him is there. I think the voice acting was wonderful. I bought into his mannerisms. I bought into, like, the way his voice actor portrayed him, the pauses. I kept accidentally cutting him off because the voice actor was giving him these pauses that were very, like, they were meaningful, and thought, it was trying to imply that Ayato thinks before he speaks, and he holds the weight of a conversation well. Like, you're hanging on every word he's saying, and that's exactly where he wants you. Like, I get that was like the vibe they were going for, and I think the voice actor did a fantastic job of emulating that kind of detached, aloof, but also very invested in what's going on. And I think in certain aspects, like, the script reflected that, like the writing did as well, but I don't know, something about that, like, middle bit and, like, middle end bit with the when he was confronting the clan guy, it just didn't land how I think they meant it to. I think Ayato was more intimidating in other circumstances. Like, he was, when in that confrontation with the guy, right, that was supposed to be Ayato at his most intimidating, and we were supposed to see, like, it was kind of like a peek behind the curtain, like, of, like, what Ayato's truly capable of, like, the muscle, the political muscle he really wields. And we were supposed to be shown that in that exchange. And I mean, it got there, but I don't think it landed as hard as it should have probably landed. I don't know. I don't know what I would do to, like, change that. But I think that there's probably a way that they could have improved that, like, showing us how much genuine influence Ayato does have, and how much respect he actually wields, and that you really shouldn't fuck with him. I think they could have showed that in a slightly better way. Maybe it was just that dialogue, that one sequence, that for some reason just, like, weakened it to me. I know they were trying to do, like, he's talking without, like, the metaphorical way he was threatening the guy. He wasn't actually, like, outright threatening him, but when he was talking about the pet bird, it was like an obvious metaphor for like the guy. Like, I understood that, and I get that kind of thing can be very intimidating, but it lost me a little bit. Not like I didn't understand what was going on, but the immersion, I was brought out of the immersion a little bit, and I was like, And normally when I'm brought out of the immersion, it means that the writing isn't as, something's going on with the writing, because I usually am I'm easily immersed, and as you all well know, I'm easily immersed, and I am very happy to emotionally invest in a story and give it a chance. So if I'm brought out of things, that's usually a sign to me that like something's weak a little bit. But I think Ayato's a great character. I love this kind of serrated intelligence that he has. I love characters. Those kinds of characters are always fun, right? And he's kind of coy, and and in his voice lines, he's like, I like watching people squirm a little bit. Like, it's always fun to have a character kind of like that. And, you know, he has good intentions. Like, he's not evil or anything, but he isn't worried so much about meeting people's standards so much as he's worried about meeting his own, and not for his own personal gain, but like, I need to meet my own standards, and his standards are the stability of Inazuma. So whatever's going to meet those standards, he's more than happy to commit to doing, regardless of how people see him. Obviously, he can't like go, you know, total piss in the wind when it comes to his reputation, because that's still part of maintaining political power. But you get what I'm saying, is that he's willing to do what it takes, and he's not really too worried about how he'll come across if the ends justify the means, I guess. I don't think he has taken that too far. His relationship with the Shumatsuban is really interesting. I think if I was to kind of alter his story quest a little bit, I think they could have probably kept the like marriage situation if they wanted to, but having like showcasing Ayato maybe working with his literal secret his secret military force, that's a much more intimidating aspect of his character that we do not see. I think it would have been much more interesting to see him maybe they go a little more morally gray, lean into that a little bit more with him if they wanted to truly make him intimidating, because having a secret ninja force that only answers to him personally, not his sister, him personally, that's a lot of power to have. So, you know, I think they really could have gone maybe that direction and maybe fleshed out this organization a little bit more, instead of leaving it as some guy in flip-flops who shows up and like startles Paimon like twice. I think they could have done more with it than that. Because when Sayu showed up too in the main Inazuma quest, it felt very rushed, and I was constantly like, okay, well, what's her actual deal? Like, what's the situation here? And obviously, when we read the lore, we learned more about the Shumatsuban, and that we learned that, like, you know, they're brought in as kind of orphans and they're raised to help the clan and all that stuff. So that's a much more interesting route I think they could have taken with his story quest. Again, they could have had the marriage thing going on as like the introduction to his craftiness, and like had it kind of going on as a subplot, and like had him the main focus was him navigating that situation with his ninjas or his relationship with them, because the idea of them taking in orphans and like training them to be loyal, like that, while, you know, Ayato's using them for good, that kind of thing in the wrong hands, like, I'm pretty sure from what I've read so far of the Fatui, or what we've seen so far, you know, I'm assuming those are tactics that they use with their recruits. So I don't know. I think it's like two sides of the same coin, and that could be an interesting thing to like focus on, but they didn't go there. Maybe in events they'll go there. Maybe I'm like speaking too soon. And they'll have more, because I know Ayato was shown to be in an event, and he seemed to be like a main player, so maybe we'll learn much more about him in that event, and I'm excited to learn more about that. And maybe he interacts with his ninjas then. But yeah, I think I wanted to see him a little more fleshed out and a little more intimidating. You know what I mean? I think I bought that he is intimidating, but I just wish it was written a little better. if you get what I mean. Personally, like if I'm not talking about it objectively and I'm talking about like my personal opinion of him, I think he's really interesting. Like I think Lumine probably has the inclination to trust him solely because it's Ayaka's brother and she trusts Ayaka. But I also think that Lumine, it's hard to tell what Lumine thinks, honestly. But I think she really does like him. I think that she agrees with what he says. I really like that Ayato was adamant about protecting Chisato's independence. Like he was like, no, she needs to stand up for herself, and I want to make sure I create an environment where she can do that on her own. Like he didn't want to do it for her. He didn't want to make her do it or like hold her hand. He's like, the best way to help her is to create a situation where she can take the reins herself. I don't want to hand them to her. She needs to be the one to take them herself and to stand up for herself. And the best way to do that is to create this whole, fabricated situation that allows her the time to gather herself, to gather her courage, and to do that for herself. So I really like that about Ayato. Honestly, I think it's probably one of the biggest reasons why I respect him. Like regardless of all the shady shit he might do, his values of like, and I know he was doing it not just for Chisato, obviously. He was the stability of Inazuma was the grand motivator, right? It overarches everything he does. But I think his sentiments about her, like he said, everything I said to her was sincere. Everything I've said about her is sincere. And I respect that, He's like, he was able to talk to Kamaji and he was like, look, I know you love her and that's good. You're a gentle, respectful man, but you needing to protect her for the rest of her life doesn't sound like something you would want or she would want or you would want for her. And he was like, one of the reasons why you even love her so much is because of her spirit, and having her dependent on you politically for the rest of her life is going to crush that spirit. And I think that the way in which Ayato explained to him without condescending to him and being an ass about it, I don't know, I just really respected that. I think that was a core piece of who Ayato is. And of course, him respecting Chisato is wonderful, and he has a little sister, he probably knows what it's like, at least within the traditions of Inazuma. As he said, women are unfortunately left with not very many options when it comes to retaining independence, when it comes to marrying into families, especially noble women with clans at their backs. So I just like his thoughts regarding that whole thing. And that it seems that he truly has a noble heart as well. Like he does a lot of scheming and he might be not dismissive, but the petty problems of the people, he'll only kind of lower himself to deal with it if it's affecting the greater stability of things, right? That's his whole thing. That was some of the sentiments he talked about in the very beginning, right? Where like, oh, I might just let this play out because that's how I normally go about things. I only really get involved if it's like gonna threaten the stability of things. So while some people might think that's unfeeling, Ayato clearly does feel things and he has opinions. But he's got to live by his principles. But I think, he really did want the best for Chisato. I think he respected her. I think he respected Kujo. And I think he wanted them to find happiness genuinely. But his greater motivation wasn't their happiness. It was the stability of Inazuma. So take with that what you will. I like him, you know? I think he's a fantastic character. I really hope we can learn more about him in that event, because this character quest was definitely not enough. I think the Inazuma Archon quests would have been 5 times more interesting if a character like Ayato was in the mix. Like, imagine all the drama going on, all the political stuff happening. Like, it's exactly something Ayato would absolutely be sticking his fingers into. And in a way he was, right? He was making sure that the Watatsumi soldiers were there to support us. He was a part of that. Him making sure Kazuha was looked after, you know, that was a big part of, you know, that's going against the Shogun's orders. I mean, technically, A was in isolation. It was the Fatui and the Kujo, old Kujo head doing all that. But you know what I'm saying? He actively went against the law of his nation in order to protect someone he felt he owed. In terms of like his clan, like his clan, his people owed Kazuha that. And again, that's very honorable. So I think that while Ayato is probably capable of a lot of gray decisions, I think at the heart it's balanced. That's balanced by the fact that he's just a noble person and that he has honor and that he is respectable. You know what I mean? Despite his quirks or his little nerdiness, wanting to play beetle fights and cards and try weird drinks and have weird food. Like, I think, you know, at the heart of it, he's a good person. He just, he's just kind of, you know, he's got to have a mask on almost 24/7, because if he doesn't, shit's gonna hit the fan. And he's always the person that is going to be turned to when things go wrong. He's always going to have to handle situations for the rest of his life. So it seems that he's really accepted that, and that he's not resigned to it, because I think he's good at it, but it would exhaust anyone, right? Having that kind of responsibility and pressure all the time. So I think his way of, you know, handling that stress by hanging out with an Oni who doesn't know him, who he is, and relying on Toma to offer him comfort and Ayaka to offer him comfort within the privacy of their home. I think he takes his comfort where he can get it, and he's good at maintaining it. You know what I mean? He's definitely very settled in his position, his power, and he wields it really well. Again, I wish we were able to see him wield it a little better in terms of the writing, and I think they could have done a cooler storyline with like his ninjas. Like, they really could have gone really cool, like a really cool story with that. But yeah, you know, maybe it's mentioned, maybe they show up in the event. So until then, I'll keep my mouth shut about it. But overall, I really like this character. He's handsome, he's very princely, and I think underneath all that scheming, you know, underneath all that serrated wisdom, there is a very pure goal in wanting to protect what he loves. And you can't find fault in that, right? Wanting to protect something you love is a beautiful thing. And I think Ayato possesses the intelligence to keep himself in check, so he doesn't go overboard in trying to accomplish that. And I also think he has the maturity to approach situations, and I think those two things will aid him throughout the rest of the story. So I can't wait to see him in more things. I hope we can continue to learn about him. But yeah, I really like Ayato. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you did, as always, I very much appreciate you spending your time with me. This was fun. Ayato is a sussy one. I know a lot of people have different opinions of Ayato. Some people really love him. Some people are annoyed by him. But I don't know. I like him. He's a cool character. I think that the scheming would probably bother me more if there wasn't like, we were definitely shown that underneath it all that there's like a genuine heart under there. And I think that's what helps balance it out, you know? Kind of like how I initially was super put off by when I first met Kaya. Like, he's very scheming and manipulative, but once you learn more about him and like who he is, you realize that he's like really shy and he has a lot of genuine desire to just belong and find family. So I don't know, I think having a character that's balanced is helpful. And that you can have a character who maybe is capable of very gray morality decisions. You can still get behind them and still really support them on, like, if you're thinking about it like on a moral stance. Obviously you can still love a character even if they're immoral, but you get what I'm saying. If you're looking at it from a moral standpoint, it's fun to have a character that's balanced like this. Again, I wish things were written a little better, but I still really like him. All my links are in the description. My Discord is down there. All my socials are down there. My Patreon's down there if you would like to support me. Next week is going to be, yay, Miko. Miss Miko. I have had a lot of, up until now, past me has had not a lot of opportunities to like know more about her personally, because again, Yae comes across as very aloof, right? And sometimes uncaring, and while that is a mask for, you know, she does care, it's rubbed me the wrong way up until now, so it'll be nice to finally show you guys me actually like reading about her and like getting to know her more, because I actually think her story quest has a lot of lore nuggets that are super important, so that'll be also fun to talk about as well. I will see you in the next one.